Welcome back to Candlestick Park, and this is a beauty. I got to tell you, it's already a battle of the mind. Barry Switzer has made an interesting decision. He had one captain go out on the field. Take your guess. You bet. Charles Haley went out as the only captain for the Dallas Cowboys, and they won the toss, Wayne.
Yeah, kind of knew that was coming up. They talked about it down in Dallas during the week that, Haley has really been a thorn in the side of the 49ers since they traded him in these games, and it was just kind of a little, as you mentioned, a psychological jab at the 49ers by letting Haley go out the coin toss all by himself as the sole captain of the Dallas Cowboys. He'll be pumped. That'll pump him up, but he doesn't need much pumping. He is someone you have to contend with every play. He has 5.5 sacks for the Cowboys this year. That's not tops on the team, but he's the one getting the double teams, but he does have 30 quarterback pressures, and that is by far the most on the Cowboys.
We'll give you today's starting lineup, sponsored by Yardbirds Home Centers, with 10 barrier locations near you for all your needs. Right after the kickoff by Doug Bryan. Brock Marion is back with Kevin Williams. Clearly they want Williams to get the ball, but Brock Marion is back there. Cowboys leading returner is Williams, and here's the kickoff, and it's quite short. And it's taken way upfield by Williams at the 18-yard line. So he's back upfield, and they get great field position to begin the game at the 32 as Troy Wilson, along with Dodge, make the tackle for San Francisco. So here is the lineup for the Cowboys. Mark Tuine, the left tackle, Nate Newton, the left guard, Mark Stepnoski, the center, Derek Kennard, the right guard, and Larry Allen from Sonoma State, the right tackle. Very, very highly regarded prospect. Their tight end, among the great ones in the game, as we said earlier, Jay Novacek. The receivers, Michael Irvin to start the game, will start out along with Kevin Williams. Harper will play some, but he will not start in the game. Troy Aikman at quarterback, Johnston the fullback, Emmett Smith the running back. And Emmett takes the handoff on the first play of the game, goes over the left side to the 35-yard line, and the tackle is made by Gary Plummer. 3-yard gain. Let's set the 49er defense for you. It is on the left side for San Francisco. It'll be Dennis Brown, along with Bryant Young, Dana Stubblefield, and Ricky Jackson are the down 4 linemen. The linebackers are Lee Woodall, Gary Plummer, and Ken Norton Jr. Cornerbacks are Eric Davis and Deion Sanders. The safeties are Tim McDonald and Merton Hanks. So second down, 7 yards to go. The ball at the 35-yard line. First possession of the day for quarterback Troy Aikman. Got a little bit of a problem with his finger on his right hand, but he's in there and doing fine. Emmett Smith up the middle takes a handoff. He goes out near the 39-yard line as Norton hits him along with Ricky Jackson. And also getting up on the bottom of the file is Stubblefield in on the tackle. 4-yard gain.
I formation, Darrell Johnson, the lead blocker, the big fullback they call Moose. Pro Bowler last year despite just 74 yards rushing. Went to the Pro Bowl. He's there because he's a pure fullback, a great blocker, and he catches the ball well out of the backfield. Big down here right off the bat.
3rd and 3 at the 39. Only Smith in the backfield. Harper has come in as a third receiver. He's lined up to the right along with Irvin. They got Williams to the left side. Aikman back to throw. Goes over the middle to Emmett Smith, who breaks one tackle, but he can't get away from the second one. Kenny Norton, his old buddy, stops him at the 43-yard line, but that's a first down.
And that's what killed the 49ers in the past couple of games with the Cowboys is Emmett Smith on 3rd down catching the ball out of the backfield. This broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the San Francisco 49ers solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and Blanche Walker is prohibited. Hi, Mom.
1st and 10, 44-yard line for the Cowboys, their first series of the day. Kevin Williams goes out to the right side. Johnston in motion over to the right. Emmett Smith takes a handoff, cuts back to his left, then tries to go up the middle, and he's brought down by Dennis Brown as he reaches out toward the 48-yard line. That's a 5-yard run for Emmett.
And that's your draw lead. That's the basis, the foundation of that Cowboy run attack, what you talked about earlier, Joe. Emmett Smith back deep in a tailback position. The quarterback rolls out a little bit, hands him the ball in a little bit of a delay. It's not a real long delay. And then Darrell Johnson leading. Same setup it looks like this time. They're in the same setup to run it the other way.
2nd down and 6 at the 48-yard line. Irvin out to the left side, Williams to the right, and Aikman goes back to throw. Sends it down the right side, and it is picked off. 49ers pick it off. Merton Hanks has an interception. It was a great play against Novacek because it looked like as they came down that they were both wrestling for the ball, and we weren't sure who came up with it. Suddenly Hanks came out with it, claiming that he'd taken it out of his hands. We'll see if the officials decide whether or not that's the case.
Well, this is going to be one where they're going to need an instant replay, which they don't have.
Yeah.
But that was intended for Novacek, and it looked like he had it, and it looked like Hanks took it away from him.
Question is, where did he take it away from him? Was he already down? Was the play done? If that's the case, then basically a fumble is what it would have been called, not an interception, because he had already had possession. Novacek did, and so the question is, when did he take the ball away?
Hanks had it, according to the replay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hanks had it.
Ruling on the field, incomplete pass.
Oh, that's a bad call.
Incomplete pass is the worst of the three possibilities. There's no way it was an incomplete pass.
Hanks had possession of the ball as they both went down. The replay clearly shows it.
In fact, the ball never at any point touched the ground.
Nope.
There was never a point that ball touched the ground.
It never touched the ground, so it's just impossible for it to be an incomplete pass when the ball does not touch the ground.
What an
Hanks
amazing
had
decision.
Bad call.
Yeah, I think it could have been accepted either way, even though the monitor says that the ball should have gone to San Francisco. Either way, at least it would have been acceptable to say a completion and give it to one side or the other, but to say incomplete, no way.
That is, there's so much talk now about bringing back instant replay, and I've always said if the players should be able to vote on it. It's the owners and those people that vote on it. If the players voted on it, they'd have it. Players don't want these kinds of things to happen because they're always going to think that they're the ones making the good play.
Yeah.
And all, the players would vote for instant replay by a wide margin. It's not in there because of management.
I can't understand how any official watching that play could say that ball ever touched the ground from any angle.
Well, somebody out there should have seen it, and somebody should have overruled who made the call.
That's right. Well, that's the kind of play that tomorrow morning will be in the
well, depending on what happens on this down. This is the third down. If the Cowboys get a first down, keep this drive going, and end up with something, that's a big play. If the 49ers get the ball back, then it's not such a big play, although they certainly won't have the field position they would have had if Hanks would have been allowed the interception.
Good point. So it becomes a third down play, 3rd and 6 at the 48-yard line, Dallas territory. Irvin comes out to the left side against Sanders. Williams is Harper's out to the right side, and Novacek was in motion. Aikman looking around to throw. Ball is deflected off of somebody's hand. Stubblefield or Bryant Young got a piece of that.
Stubblefield.
So incomplete.
Stubblefield with just his great penetration. And I've said the last couple of weeks I felt he's playing as well as any defensive tackle in the league. And it's just desire and effort and not letting up. He kept bull rushing. Wasn't close to Aikman. Finally got close. When Aikman released, he got a hand up and knocked the ball down.
So that means that John Jett comes in to punt. He rates with the best in the league. His year has a 42-yard average working.
There are a couple officials out there breathing a sigh of relief right now, too.
I'll bet you're right. Great punt. Dexter Carter waiting for it at the 5, but he has remarkable running room, but then he slips on the field, tries to go to the outside, and is just buried at the 7-yard line. He had nowhere to go. Several players hitting him, but finished off by Derek Brownlow. 4.13 hang time on that. But the Niners, instead of an interception or a fumble recovery with great field position up near the 40, instead have themselves backed up all the way at the 7 or 8 yard line.
Yeah.
So a very different circumstance in this game.
About 30 yards.
We'll get to Rich Walkoff and ask him about the field, because it could be it's still a little soft out there, particularly if the tide's in today. So the 49ers go on offense, and we'll set that for you as William Floyd is in the backfield with Ricky Waters, but Young is throwing on first down, and he's throwing way down the left side where John Taylor, who had double coverage, and he threw it over his head with Larry Brown on the coverage along with Darren Woodson.
All right, they still made a statement, though, with that throw, that they're going to go deep. They're going to try to stretch this Dallas defense a little bit. And they also wanted to let them know that Taylor could still get downfield, because he was open by about a step. The ball would have been thrown inside. It was thrown outside. If it's thrown a little bit more inside, he has a chance to make that catch.
Steve Wallace, Jesse Sapolo, Bart Oates, Derek Deese, and Harris Barton, the starting lineup. So Oates is okay after a little ankle sprain on Thursday. Jerry Rice goes in motion to the right side on 2nd and 10. Short pass. Ooh, what a hand reach in there. It appeared by the linebacker Darren Smith, but no flag, and just an incomplete pass over the top to Jerry Rice about the 10-yard line.
Oh, we talked about how fast and quick those outside linebackers are, Joe. That's just a great indication. Darren Smith on Jerry Rice that time is quick enough to get around and get a hand on that ball.
Smith is not only a great athlete, but he has the brains that make him an extra special talent, and he's already got an MBA, and he was a second-round pick in '93. That's a pretty hard thing to accomplish at this stage of his life. So it is 3rd down and 10. The ball still at the 7-yard line for San Francisco. Only Waters in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left, and Young back at the goal line to pass as the ball knocked down by Leon Lett. And a flag on the play, however.
And it could be against the Cowboys. Defensive holding.
That might be the case. Jerry Rice seems to think that was it, making his plea with the official. If that's the case, that's an automatic 1st down for San Francisco. Right now, the argument by Darren Woodson that he didn't do it is being advanced, but we'll see.
Illegal contact. Number 28 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Bernie Kukar, the referee, makes the call. And so the 49ers get a break because it would have been punting from their end zone. Instead, they get a 1st and 10 out at the 12. No score, 1st quarter. This is the first series of the day for San Francisco. Jerry Rice comes out to the right side, and John Taylor out to the left. Waters and Floyd in the backfield. And Young, with a great fake, carries it himself. Out to the 20, up the left side to the 30, to the 35, and all the way out to the 38-yard line. Outstanding fake by Steve Young, sweeping to the left. James Washington finally caught him. Big run of 26 yards and a 1st down.
What was better than the fake was the play call by Mike Shanahan. Because, after 2 or 3 incomplete passes, the 49ers are going to run the ball here. They're going to give it to Ricky Waters. He made a great play fake to Waters, put it on his hip, and rolled out, and they were fooled. The Cowboys were fooled.
Haven't seen that play very often. 1st and 10 at the 37, so it's a 25-yard gain. Handoff goes to Waters, tries to go over right guard. Tom Tolbert grabs him along with Edwards. Dixon Edwards, the outstanding linebacker from Michigan State, a 3-yard run.
And let me tell you what that bootleg does too, Joe, because they ran it on Darren Smith, the guy who has got the speed and gets all over the field from his weak linebacker position. That will make him stay more at home and eliminate some of that speed that he has hustling in over the middle and pursuing and making plays on the other side of the field. Now he's got to watch out for that.
So the battle of the minds is already well underway here. 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line. San Francisco territory. They've got the ball in a scoreless game early in the game. Back to throw is Young. Gets it away quickly. Complete to Rice, and he's out to the 49-yard line. Robert Jones, the outstanding young middle linebacker, a former All-American from Eastern Carolina, makes the stop, but that's 9 yards, and it's another 1st down for San Francisco. So they're moving right down the field so far. No score, 1st drive of the game. Tolbert, Maryland, Lett, Haley, the basic front 4, but they'll bring in Jeff Coden-Hennings as pass rushers to move Tolbert inside. Right now they're in their base defense. Edwards, Jones, and Smith, the linebackers. 1st and 10, 49-yard line. Handoff, Ricky Waters tries to go up the middle, and Russell Maryland stops him as he crosses the 50. A 2-yard gain is all he can get out of that.
Maryland is the left tackle. Went to the Pro Bowl last year, and he's really good against the run. A real low base. He's only 6'1", 280-some pounds. And he plays the heck out of the run.
Won the Outland Trophy in '90 for the best lineman in the country. Leon Lett has emerged this year, finally getting a chance to start every play and every game, and he has really come through for them. So it is 2nd down and 8, 49-yard line. Dallas end of the field. Young with a play fake. Big pressure. Steps up. Gets it away. Somehow incomplete. He was looking for Jones, who was covered by Woodson, but the main problem was Tony Tolbert in on Steve so quickly.
Yeah, he's been hit a couple times. Haley hit him a couple plays ago just as he released. Cowboys with a blitz on that time, and he was hit by Dixon Edwards, the strong side linebacker, just as he released.
Now, here's what they do on past circumstances. Jim Jeffcoat comes in, Chad Hennings comes in, Tolbert and Maryland leave, so this gives them tremendous pass rush speed from the outside and the inside. It is 3rd down and 8 at the 49-yard line of Dallas. Out wide to the left side goes Nate Singleton, 2 receivers out to the right. Young back to throw, but no, he will be sacked back at the 41-yard line, and it was Hennings along with Lett that got him. We've been talking up Hennings on how much better a player he has become this year. 8-yard loss.
Hennings was playing against Derek Deese and just took an outside rush and split Deese and Barton. Jeff Colt went to the inside, so he should have been picked up by Deese, and then that would have left Hennings to Barton, but Barton couldn't get back inside to him.
Kevin Williams, the punt returner, is down at the 10. Klaus Wilmsmeyer ready to punt, a 42-yard average on the year for Klaus. His best as a 49er. High snap, but he gets away a very high punt. Williams signaling fair catch, and it gets a San Francisco bounce. Remarkably good San Francisco bounce, and dies at the 7-yard line. So Wilmsmeyer comes through with a very strong punt for San Francisco, covered by Derek Lavelle. A 51-yard punt hung up for 4.2 seconds.
It's a mailbox visitor scoreboard update. Arizona beating the Giants 10-9. Chicago over Miami. That's a final 17-14. Mailbox Etceteris Business Service Center. Ship it all from antiques to computers. Stop by one of 100 in the Bay Area to find out why they say it's not what we do, it's how we do it.
1st and 10 at the 8 for the Cowboys. No score in the first quarter. Out wide to the right side goes Michael Irvin. He lines up against Sanders. I formation, pitch to Emmitt Smith, sweeps to the left with Johnston blocking, and he gets upfield a little bit. He was slowed down by Stubblefield, and then he was finished off by Dennis Brown, and Davis came up as well to make that stop. Merton Hanks, 6-yard gain.
You know what's impressive about that play? That's a toss out to the left, and the guy leading the toss was the left guard, Nate Newton, 320 pounds. Ooh. Quick enough to get out in front of Emmitt Smith on that toss.
Biggest offensive line in history right now on this team.
How'd you like to be an Eric Davis at 185 pounds going, I'm going to take that on.
2nd and 4 at the 14. Aikman back to throw. Smith to block for him. Pass is complete to Novacek at the 20. He's out to the 24. Gary Plummer makes the tackle. Let's give you the weights
flag.
of this.
A late flag. Just a late flag thrown in way late.
Got the call, but here's the lineup. Tuine is 305. Newton is 320. Stepnoski is the only little guy at 262. Kennard is 333. And Larry Allen is 325. 9-yard gain, and there will be a penalty apparently.
5-yard face mask penalty. Number 51 on the defense. That 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
That's a first down, so we'll get a quick hello here from Rich Walkoff, working the sidelines today, if he can see the field for all those people.
Yeah, sure can. You look, Ken Norton, the choreographer out here, pointing the defenders in every which way. If he doesn't know the Cowboy offense, nobody does.
First and 10 to the 29-yard line. Novacek lines up as a wing on the right side. Alvin Harper is the wide receiver against Eric Davis to the right. Aikman goes back to throw. Little short pass in the left flat to Emmitt Smith. Smith tries to make a cut to the outside and eventually just sort of rolls outside off of Kenny Norton out of bounds. But it is a play that works for some 3 to 4 yards for Dallas.
Cowboys got away with one there. Novacek was in motion and came towards the line of scrimmage and wasn't set a count before the ball was snapped.
Now Novacek is leaving the game on 2nd down and 7 at the 32-yard line. Michael Irvin to the near side against Deion Sanders. Davis goes over to the far side against Harper. Emmitt Smith's in the backfield in the offset eye with Darrell Johnston. Johnston goes in motion. But they give it to Emmitt Smith, who cuts back to his right. Goes to the outside. 49ers are waiting for him and bring him down over there. Merton Hanks makes the stop at the 37. They are about 1 yard to 1.5 yards short of a first down.
Great style of running by Emmitt Smith. You know, he kind of skates. He reminds me a lot of Jim Brown's running style, Joe. And the fact that his feet, neither one of his feet when he's run they're very far off the ground. He has great balance because he kind of skates along with both feet. And he doesn't look real fast, but yet he still gets outside and still makes the right moves.
Certainly does that. 4th year in a row over 1,000 yards this year it'll be. 3rd and 2 at the 37-yard line. No score first quarter. Novacek in motion to the left. Straight eye formation. Give it to Emmitt. Breaks over the left side. Got the first down and more. Eric Davis and Merton Hanks bring him down.
See, what he's got is just great vision from that tailback spot. They give him the ball, and he gets to control the ball fairly deep in the backfield. So then he can switch his attention from the ball and then with his head and eyes pick a spot, pick a seam. And he is the best in the National Football League at picking a seam.
Picked it for 7 yards, that one. 1st and 10 out at the 44. No score in the first quarter.
Barry Sanders might have better moves and be quicker, but nobody sees the field better than this guy.
Harper to the right, Irvin to the left side, Johnston in motion to the right. Aikman drops back to throw. Little short pass to Emmitt Smith in the right flat, and he falls down on the field at the 43-yard line. Actually landed on over there by Lee Woodall. And, Rich, what about the field? Is it showing effects of the heavy rains?
Well, I was on it before the game, and it is really slick. You know, it looks fine on the surface, but about an inch below, it's got that wet, muddy feel to it. I think we'll see some big divots kicked up, and I know they wear the long cleats, but it can't make up for all of it. It is slippery.
Loss of 2 yards on the play, and they say that it actually gets almost like it's an ice surface when it's wet on this field. 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line. Back to throw is Aikman. Sets up and goes deep down the right side. Too high for Michael Irvin. Cutting across. Tim McDonald on the coverage behind him with Eric Davis fairly close to the play, but incomplete. So it brings up 3rd down and 12 at the 42.
Now here's the difference in the ballgame. So far, the Cowboys have played better in this game than the 49ers, Joe, for one reason. They're getting pressure on Steve Young, and the 49ers have not got any pressure at all so far on Aikman. And so at this point of the game, it does not look good for the 49ers unless they get that turned around.
Deion Sanders is working against Harper this time. And they've got Kevin Williams slotted left and Irvin to the right against Eric Davis. So Aikman goes back to throw. Ball is picked by Sanders. He hasn't been tackled. And he was going to run, but he fell down as he caught the ball. He could have gotten up, I believe. But is he all right because he didn't get up? I'm surprised that Deion wouldn't immediately take off. I think he got roughed up off to the catch.
They're looking at the
wrist. A little hard.
Well, what happened, he went up for the ball, and Harper just managed to trip him. Get one hand on him and trip him, and when Deion went down, it looked like he sprained his wrist, went down on a wrist. But that little bit of a trip, that little bit of a stumble, Sanders has his 3rd touchdown, his 3rd interception, and 3rd touchdown of the year.
All right, 49ers are up at the line of scrimmage. Deion comes up with the ball, the turnover. The ball's at the 50-yard line. Dallas led the NFL coming into this game at +9 in turnovers. Hand off to Waters. They lose yardage on this play. As coming through again is Robert Jones, along with Charles Haley to make that stop. In fact, they lose 2 yards on the play. Let's go to Rich Walkoff quickly.
The play before the interception, Deion Sanders was shaking his left hand like he had hurt his finger, and it looked like the doctors may have just popped out a dislocated finger. I know that's a little speculation, but he's up away from the medical folks and appears to be okay.
Yeah, in fact, Tyrone Drakeford was going to go in and replace him on the play. He made the interception.
Sanders is going into the
48.
Deion's going into the locker room now.
Young goes back to throw. Short pass, right flat, knocked down by Tolbert. It never got there as he tried to get it out on the right side to Ricky Waters. And the pass rush continues to be right in Steve Young's face. Sanders is racing into the clubhouse, which means primarily what he's going to do is get that finger taped up and get back out on the field as soon as possible. He might not even let him x-ray. He might just say, tape this thing up, let's go. We'll worry about it after the game. 3rd and 12 at the 48-yard line, and as Wayne pointed out, the pass rush right now is still the story of the game.
Yes, it is.
Dallas is putting the heat on.
Gives them a definite edge. And also, they've been able to run a little bit, and the 49ers haven't been able to run at all.
John Taylor to the left and Jerry Rice to the right. Split backs, Waters and Floyd. Young goes back to throw. They got him again. This time back at the 40-yard line. 2nd sack of the day. Leon Lett says hello again with help from Hennings.
It's going to be the difference in the ballgame if it stays this way.
Loss of 7 yards. The ball goes back to the 41-yard line.
Had a line stun on that time. They tried to spring Haley, and they were paying so much attention to Haley that Lett came open.
Lett got some weird publicity because of those 2 strange plays, that touch at the Thanksgiving game last year on that blocked field goal that ended up costing Dallas a win, and then the Super Bowl game where the ball was taken out of his hands by Beebe, but he's going to be a great player in this league. Kevin Williams ready for the punt from Wilsmeyer. Takes it at the 12. Cuts back to his right and is brought down with a spectacular tackle by the guy who leads the team in that category, Kevin Mitchell.
Well, he's made some great special team tackles the last several weeks. That was his best.
47-yard punt and no return. Mitchell came into the game with 11 special teams tackles this year.
Flag down, Joe? On that kick?
Yeah, there it is, far side of the field. I didn't notice that. No score, first quarter, 3:05 to go, and the quarter just racing by.
And no Deion as of yet. Still in the locker room.
Looks like a holding call of some sort against Dallas on the return. Referee Bernie Cooker.
Holding number 41 on On the return team, we have a post-possession fall. That's half the distance to the goal line, first down.
Now, knowing Deion Sanders, he's going to try to get back on the field as soon as possible, and he loves the dramatics so much, he might come right out of the dugout right to the huddle.
That's true.
Just skip the sideline.
But in the meantime, it means Toy Cook deals with Michael Irvin. And Harper on the far side will go against Eric Davis.
Aikman's got to try it over there.
6-yard line, handoff to Emmett Smith. And he broke the first tackle that would have had him behind the line of scrimmage by Norton, but Norton slowed him down enough that he was then finished off by Woodall and Ricky Jackson at the 5.
Well, I'll be surprised if Aikman doesn't try Toy Cook out.
Let's get an injury report from Rich Walkoff.
Well, I was right on the dislocated finger. I think it's the middle finger on the left hand. So Deion may come out with a single finger salute to the Cowboys.
Second down and 10 at the 6-yard line. 2 receivers out to the right side. Novacek is slotted to the right. Aikman goes into the end zone to throw, and he sends it way downfield, and he's got his man out there, Harper. He's got the ball. He gets away from Davis. He's winning the foot race to the 20, the 15, the 10. He's down to the 5. He tries to dive into the end zone. They say he's out at the 5-yard line. Alvin Harper, another big play reception against San Francisco.
Sensational throw. And Davis had a chance to tackle him at about the 40-yard line or so, and I don't know, went up for him high instead of going for the legs and didn't get him down.
90-yard
right
play.
Here on the replay. Don't go there. Go down and get the legs.
Yeah, he went high. You're right. Absolutely. And he tried it again high at the 5.
He was trying to knock the ball loose instead of making he's trying to make the sensational play instead of just making a play.
Cook, Charles, Mann, and Davis race into the defense here on 1st and goal at the 5. San Francisco was not ready. Emmett Smith sweeps to the left, walks into the end zone, and the Cowboys score the first touchdown of the day. Boy, they did it fast, and they took advantage of the fact that the Niners weren't ready. San Francisco barely had gotten their 3-player substitution established by the time the ball was snapped. So a 5-yard TD run for Emmett Smith, who now has 12 touchdowns on the year. Harper's longest reception of the year had been 53 yards. That one was 90. So here's the extra point try coming up by Chris Boniol, their rookie kicker. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's up. It's good. And it's 7-0 Dallas. Timeout on the field. Back after these messages.
Wow, I can't believe it. You actually went out and bought yourself a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, I did. I was calling my...
Obviously had someone like me in mind. A smart shopper.
Go to Safeway now and pick up this week's special, Cross Rib Roast, for just $1.78 a pound. But hurry, offer ends the 15th. Remember, nobody does it better for less than Safeway.
Welcome back. We are at Candlestick Park, 7-0 in favor of Dallas. A 90-yard reception by Alvin Harper, followed by a short touchdown run of 4 yards by Emmett Smith. And that's where the game is right now as we get ready for the kickoff. Boniol puts the ball into the air, a line drive kind of kick, taken by Dexter Carter at the 7, comes back up the left side to the 20, and their great special teams work continues. This time Brock Marion, excuse me, it sounds more logical the other way, frankly. Brock Marion makes the tackle, but they have one of the best special team units in the league. 15-yard return. And a flag besides.
Yeah.
Actually, the flag is probably against Dallas from where it is. Somebody must have left early. Looks like San Francisco might have them kick it over again. We'll see. No decision yet. So Smith on a 4-yard touchdown run.
Offside, number 46 on the kicking team. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll re-kick.
Joe Fishback was offside. Well, Wayne, there was 2 things that were considered essential if the 49ers are going to win today. That's keep the pressure off Steve Young and keep Alvin Harper from making big plays. So far, they're 0 for 2.
Yeah, well, that's right. The Cowboys definitely have had the upper hand in the ballgame. You could see it right from the first series. They got pressure on Young. 49ers couldn't pressure Aikman. Emmitt Smith was gaining some yards on the ground, which takes the pressure off your quarterback. The 49ers haven't gained a yard yet on the ground, have they?
That's a good point.
Well, Young, but it was Young's run. But I'm talking about the running backs. 3 yards from the running backs.
That's not a pretty statistic. Minute 51 to go, first quarter. Dallas leads at 7-0. A short kick this time. Carter coming way up on it. Takes it on the bounce at the 13. Comes up the left side, gets across the 20 and out to the 26, 27-yard line. So it wouldn't have made much difference whatever one they took. Not much there. Clayton Holmes makes the stop for Dallas. And so San Francisco will go on offense. And there's a timeout on the field with the score 7-0.
Aged Budweiser.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Health Rider is the only full-body exercise machine recommended by fitness expert Covert Bailey. Test ride a Health Rider at mall locations throughout the Bay Area or call for a free video demonstration at 1-800-33-RIDER. Health Rider, the total body fitness machine. 1-800-33-RIDER.
Deion Sanders has returned to the bench. Meanwhile, San Francisco has a 1st and 10 at their 26, trailing 7-0 late first quarter. Jerry Rice in motion to the right outside Brent Jones. Play fake and rolling to the right is Young. Tucks it in, starts to run to the 30, the 35, and he's out to the 40-yard line. Grabbed by Dixon Edwards as he went by Tolbert, who just slowed him down a little bit. 14-yard run by Young, who therefore is already at 39 yards as a runner in this game.
Yeah, same play they ran earlier. It's a fake handoff to the running back Waters, and it's just a bootleg. Puts it on his hip, and that time Tony Tolbert had the containment, and he was chasing the running play.
1st and 10 out at the 40 for San Francisco, trailing 7-0. They've got to do some of that to keep the pressure off of Steve. Taylor goes out to the left, Jerry Rice to the right. A counter to Floyd. Tries to bounce up a little bit, gets maybe an extra yard or two with an extra effort out near the 43 or 44-yard line as Robert Jones makes the tackle, and Floyd immediately pleads with the crowd to get interested. 4-yard run. Down under 40 seconds now here in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of Dallas. Dallas doing everything right and certainly looking like what they are, the Super Bowl champions. Waters, a wide receiver out to the left. Floyd, a wing on the left side outside Brent Jones. 2 receivers out to the right side. Offside, Haley got a little too hungry. Sapolo moved, though, too, so we'll see if Sapolo is going to be, yes, that's the case.
Number 61 on the offense prior to the snap. The 5-yard penalty, still second down.
You can make all the cases and all the stories and all the reasons in the world that Charles Haley had to leave San Francisco, but none of them justify Charles Haley going to Dallas. Not with 26 other teams in the NFL.
But it did help him.
What a difference. Maybe the most significant factor between the two teams. So 2nd down and 11 now. At the 39-yard line. The clock, they just beat the snap clock. Ricky Waters with a nice counter and a run up the middle out to the 49-yard line, just barely short of a 1st down. Strong run. Brock Marion makes the stop, and that's the end of the first quarter with the score 7-0 Dallas. Back with the second after this from your local station.
KGO, San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland. KGO News Talk 810.
There's been a measurement, and the 49ers got the 1st down. 11-yard run by Ricky Waters. Meantime, Deion Sanders has returned to the sideline, so we'll get an update from Rich Walkoff.
Yes, the index finger and the middle finger taped together around the glove on Deion's left hand, but he appears ready to roll when the defense is called.
Right now it's the offense who's called action with a 1st and 10 at midfield, trying to establish something, and if they can establish some more runs, that'll make a big difference in this football game.
They're going to have to. That's the only way that they can keep their head above water in this game, is getting something going on the ground. Because if they rely on Steve Young making the big play for them with this pass rush from the Cowboys, they're not going to get it.
Number 1 defense in the NFL is what they're facing, and the Dallas Cowboys offense is number 3. So in both categories, they are ahead of San Francisco, both offensively and defensively. So we begin the second quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Cowboys. Jerry Rice to the left side, John Taylor to the right side. Lined up against Larry Brown. And it's a reverse to Jerry Rice. Sweeps to the right side. Harris Barton is out there to help him. He cuts in on Dixon Edwards, but Edwards is able to stay with him and pull him down, but it is a 1st down inside the 40-yard line. Frequently run play by San Francisco. Last week, the reverse paid off in a touchdown run by Jerry Rice after he had a hot dog. That was amazing to hear that. Somehow he got a hot dog during the game from somebody because he said he didn't feel strong.
In Washington, we were in the press box and we couldn't even get one.
That's right. So 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line, we'll mark that. That was an 11-yard run. Taylor to the left side, Rice to the right. They're showing blitz. And Young again with the bootleg, sweeps to the left of the 30, and he's down at the 26-yard line and landed on anyhow.
Haley.
And this Haley will get a penalty for it.
Yeah.
So Haley Young had already slid down. Haley easily could have gone over the top of him and didn't.
Well, Haley was the one victimized on the bootleg.
And took it personal. James Washington getting up a little slowly here for Dallas, one of the players that got fined off that end of the half battle on Monday night against the Giants. He got hit with a $10,000 fine.
Personal foul, late hit on a quarterback, unnecessary roughness, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
So Mike Shanahan has put in a series of bootleg plays here today designed to keep Dallas from reacting to a play, forcing them to stay back.
Trying to counteract their team's speed on defense. Just to unsettle them a little bit. Make them wait a second, check things out before they start flying around.
So 14 yards on the run, plus the penalty, puts the ball down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 at that point for San Francisco. Taylor to the left side, lines up against Brown. They give it to Ricky Waters. Found a hole over the right side. He's inside the 5 and down to the 4-yard line where he's tackled by Smith. Kevin Smith, the cornerback, the young All-American from Texas A&M, who's really a terrific player.
Ricky wants the crowd to get in the game. You know, get in the end zone. The crowd will get in the game.
That's a good point. 8-yard run to the 4.
Crowd's not going to get you that extra 4 yards in the end zone.
2nd and goal, or 2nd and 2.
Your concentration as a ball player should be somewhere else in this situation of the game other than trying to get the crowd into it.
Taylor goes to the left side and Rice out to the right. They line up Jones as the tight end on the right side. Handoff, William Floyd trying to break outside, now cuts back, and he gets a 1st and goal for San Francisco at the 1-yard line underneath Dixon Edwards and Robert Jones. Well, Waters and Floyd are definitely playing the galleries today. So they're going to mark it actually at the, well, it looks to me like it's at the 1-yard line. Yes, it is. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1.
This is when you want your crowd actually to be quiet when you have the ball.
Brent Jones moves off the line as a receiver out to the left against Larry Brown. They give it to Floyd, who just punches his way to the goal line. No signal yet. He's very close.
And no, there's not going to be a signal.
Nope, I guess he didn't make it. Just short. Robert Jones there, great young linebacker with help from big Leon Lett, 288-pounder. So 2nd and goal from maybe 5 inches. Early 2nd quarter, 7-0 Dallas. 49ers responding to a Dallas touchdown, trying to get into the end zone. So they go to a single tight end formation. Jones is a receiver out to the left, and Young squeezes in for the score. San Francisco should be on the board. They haven't put the hands up yet, but
he got in.
He's there. There's the call.
It was there. It was there. It was a gap between center and right guard, and it was there from the way Dallas lined up.
I wonder if he might not even have audibled that play when he saw the way they were lined up, Wayne.
Well, there was plenty of room for him.
Because it was real obvious. It almost looked like the way they lined up, they almost lined up like you have to do in the CFL, where you have to be a yard off the ball, and they gave him enough room, clearly, that the sneak was the natural call. Doug Bryan coming in for the extra point. So if his kick is good, this game is tied up. Oates the center. Wilmsmeyer the holder. Snap, kick, up, and good. 7-7 tie, 2nd quarter. Back after these messages.
Hey, Ethel, are you my friend? Well, that all depends, Methel. Well, what if there's a free airline?
Depend on farmers.
In San Jose, it's Dominic Calarillo, Machiko Salisbury, and Tina Carvalho. In Union City, Paul Dillon and Nancy DePerior. In El Sobrani, Gary Latter and Marilyn Gable. And Martinez, Lupe Rangel. Brock Marion and Kevin Williams, the kick returners, to our left for the Dallas Cowboys. A 7-7 game. 11:45 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Enormous struggle so far this afternoon. Both teams really playing hard. Oh, ball blows off. Doesn't look like a heavy wind out there today, but nonetheless, ball fell down at the 30-yard line. Full, complete sunshine, a little cool. They put the lights on before the game, in contrast to Washington, where they decided they didn't need them at all, even in the dark last week. Jack Kent Cooke runs a tight ship. So here's Doug Bryan ready for the kick. And it's a line drive kick. Williams takes it on the line at the 9-yard line, gets back to the 20, to the 25, and he's brought down. Who else? Kevin Mitchell. Stops him at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Cowboys will begin.
Troy Aikman, 5 of 9, 106 yards, and the 1 interception.
Timeout on the field, back after these messages.
While supplies last. It's simple. Come to Chevron and save a little money. Go a little wild. Chevron, simply smarter.
We're back at Candlestick Park in a 7-7 tie. We're watching Deion Sanders all by himself off in his lonesome corner on the right side and still fiddling with that right hand, probably in some pain from that with the dislocation and having it taped up a bit. Now the Cowboys go on offense at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 7-7 tie, 11:36 to go in the second quarter. Michael Irvin comes out to the near side against Davis, and Harper's out to the left against Dion. Aikman back to throw, and he has to throw early as the 49ers come as close to a sack as they've been all day, with Dennis Brown hitting Aikman just as he released the ball. In fact, making him release the ball, actually.
Yeah, he did. He hit him just as his arm started to go forward, and it caused the ball to go short and in the ground. But Brown
rushing the best pressure today.
Rushing against Tuaney.
So 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line. Harper to the near side against Eric Davis. And it's a handoff to Emmitt Smith behind Darrell Johnson over the left side, and he crosses the 35 out to the 36-yard line. Gary Plummer makes the tackle. So pretty good yardage, though. It usually is for Emmitt. Good for 6, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Cowboys.
And this guy just never turns the ball over. Never fumbles.
Remarkable athlete. 3 straight rushing titles. A real battle with Barry Sanders to do it this year, but he's a great, great runner. So it's 3rd and 4 at the 36, and they go to a 3-receiver offense. Actually a 4, because they're using Novacek off the line just to the right side. Aikman with a pass to the right side to Novacek, makes the catch, gets to the 45. Eric Davis and Tim McDonald make the catch, but there is a flag on the play. So 1st down at the 45 if it's against San Francisco. 9 yards. Appears they will take the play.
Offside, number 58 on the defense. The penalty is declined. 1st down.
Todd Kelly called for the penalty, but not important because Novacek makes the catch. Novacek, a gift from the Cardinals in '90 as a B-plan player because they didn't think he was any good. He's only become, along with Brent Jones, the best tight end in the league. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. I formation, Johnson ahead of Smith. Receivers left and right. Harper's out to the left side. They give it to Emmitt. He goes straight up the middle this time, following his blocking, and Tim McDonald lands on him at the 50-yard line.
Here's a 10-minute ticker from Southwest Airlines. Want an upset? Check this. New England 26, Minnesota 20. That's the final. San Diego coming back in the last quarter to beat Kansas City 14-13 there. Flying from the Bay to L.A., pick Southwest Airlines and pick your airport. Southwest flies from Oakland or San Jose into LAX, Burbank, Ontario, or Orange County with 85 daily flights to choose from. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart.
Boy, that was a big win for San Diego and a real disaster for KC. 2nd and 5 at the 50-yard line for Dallas. Johnson in motion to the left to give it to Emmitt Smith. He tries to cut to the left, and the 49ers are ready. Dana Stubblefield stops him for maybe no gain at all.
But he's got 45 carries, or 45 yards in the game now on 11 carries. And I said, they really needed to keep him down to around 60 yards. They needed to contain him.
Yeah, he gets his 100-yard day, and that usually means victory for this team. So it brings up 3rd down and 5 at the 50-yard line. No gain on that play. Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper both go out to the left side. 3rd receiver, Kevin Williams, comes over to the near side, and they have Novacek in a slot to the right side with only Emmitt Smith in the backfield. Aikman sets up quickly, slant-in pass, caught by Irvin inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line, landed on by Deion Sanders, but it's a 1st down.
Excellent throw. Right where Irvin could use his body to shield Sanders from the ball on a slant-in pattern. Nobody had a chance to get that ball except Michael Irvin. Sensational throw from Troy Aikman. And Irvin will get physical with you. He'll use his body against the defenders.
14-yard pass play. If you work that play right, there is no defender in the league that can stop it. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Pitch to Emmitt Smith. Sweeps to the left. Norton forcing him out of bounds. Chases him out on the sideline at about the 38.
It's one of those plays where it looked like Norton knew something there, right? How many times do you think he's seen that play in practice all his years with the Cowboys? And the minute Johnson shifted over, it looked like Norton knew it was going to look like the light bulb came on over his head because he really hit the gap fast.
Loss of 2. We should point out that even though Norv Turner's gone on to be the head coach of the Redskins, his offense was created because of Ernie Sambisi, who really taught Turner all he knows, and now is the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. 2nd and 12, 38-yard line, 7-7 tie. Harper on the right side. Aikman back to throw. Short pass over the middle, complete to Irvin. Gets past the far sideline, and Woodall and Deion Sanders chase him out over on the far side at the 29-yard line, 28-yard line, short of a first down by perhaps a yard and a half.
No pass rush by the 49ers. Larry Allen is just overwhelming Ricky Jackson at the line of scrimmage, the rookie from Sonoma State. Jackson hasn't been able to get off the line of scrimmage on him. Rookie's doing a tremendous job against one of the great pass rushers in the history of the National Football League.
He has not given up a sack in his 3 starts for the Cowboys, replacing Eric Williams out of Sonoma State, Division II football. 3 full-time coaches. 3rd and 2, 28-yard line. Aikman straight back to throw. Pumps it in, goes back the other way, decides to run, trying to get the first down. No, Charles Mann hits him. It looks like he stopped him just short along with Woodall. Now, with their game and the way they play the game, this will be real close, and I wouldn't be surprised if they'll go for it, and that's the case.
Yep.
Now, they're bringing in Scott Galbraith, who replaced Novacek the last couple of weeks while Novacek was hurt. He had an abdominal muscle pull. So they'll go for it on 4th down and a yard. Ball at the 27-yard line. Novacek lines up on the left side. They also bring in Ron Stone as a tight end. He's an enormous guard. So they got 3 tight ends in the game, in effect. Handoff to Smith. Easy first down. Breaks over the left side and goes all the way to the 20-yard line for a first down there. So that play was easy for them to work, and it was tackles made by Dana Hall and Merton Hanks.
Well, they're going to favor running to that left side in situations like that because they've got all their veterans over there. We talked about Larry Allen, the rookie at right tackle, but over on the left side, they've got Tooney at left tackle and Nate Newton at left guard. That's their power. Those are their veterans. That's where they will go in situations like that.
And on that play, they brought in as the left tight end, Ron Stone, who weighs 309 pounds. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Aikman sets up quickly, pump fakes, now goes for the fade pattern down to the end zone, and too deep. In fact, Eric Davis, the closest man to it. Pass intended for Harper, but too deep, incomplete in the end zone. So 2nd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Let's go to Rich.
Alvin Harper slipped on a fake post corner. He had a good cut, but lost his footing, and that's why the ball was so badly overthrown. The closest guy was Eric Davis.
So the field, as we watch it, as the game evolves here, it's clearly getting chewed up from all the heavy rains and the seepage that comes in under this stadium after rain. 2nd and 10, 20-yard line. High formation, Johnson ahead of Smith. They give it Emmett. Goes straight up the middle. And a good hit by Gary Plummer as he reaches the 16-yard line. So an important 3rd down play for both sides because San Francisco would much rather they try to field goal.
You know, for most teams, you get that 2nd and 10 yardage. That's a passing yardage. With the Cowboys, they have the luxury of getting it to Emmitt Smith.
So 4 yards and 3rd down and 6 at the 16-yard line. We're all the way down to 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter with the game tied at 7. Irvin out to the left side and Harper out to the right. Offset I. And now Johnson in motion like an H-back to the right side. Aikman straight back to throw. Goes for the end zone at the goal line. The ball is tipped up and intercepted. Picked up in the air by Hanks. Hanks at the 5-yard line. Tries to come back the other way and is dropped to the 7 by Darrell Johnston. But what a play that was, as it was a case of the ball staying in the air, twice up in the air.
He made it stay in the air by tipping it in himself. He did a great job, and that's really his first interception officially, but his second because he got one earlier that was taken away on a poor call by the official. Great play by Merton Hanks.
So a timeout on the field with the score tied at 7 back after these messages.
Wow, nice drive. That's 300 yards.
Yeah, I got most of that one. You going to hit another there, Ernie?
You think I should?
Yeah, I think your first one's OB there.
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's better. Got it right off the ground. Kind of a nice lob.
Well over.
Ashamed of yourself.
Yes, I am. But before great agility on that, tipping the ball to himself after the deflection off of Alvin Harper. And so the 49ers have a 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line. Steve Young on first down to William Floyd. He gets out only to the 8, grabbed by Jones. But it gets him a little extra space. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the San Francisco 49ers Radio Network.
Northbound 17, heavy up to Highway 85.
The Bay Area's best traffic coverage during the KGO Morning News, 5 till 9, weekdays on KGO, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose.
Cowboys came in with the best plus-minus in the league, but they've had 2 turnovers already in this game. That's a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 out at the 9 for San Francisco, tied at 7. Jerry Rice out wide to the right side. Young goes back to throw, sets up the screen in the left flat to Waters, beats the first man, Darren Smith, but then caught by Robert Jones. And Smith, most linebackers would not have been able to stay with that cut.
He made an excellent play. Darren Smith got out, forced the play back inside, and believe it or not, reached in and got a hand on the ball and almost got it away from Waters.
Amazing play. That speed again, the remarkable speed of this team. So it's 3rd and 3 at the 13-yard line for San Francisco. So they try to get at least some field position established out of this possession and not have to punt from deep in their end of the field. Jerry Rice goes in motion. Waters alone in the backfield. Taylor to the left side. Young wants to throw. It is complete out to the 15-yard line. They push him back, but they are well short of the first down. Kevin Smith on the hit. And
strange.
No flag.
Yeah, that
on what was a real kind of nasty hit after the play.
Well, strange call. I don't know about the call, but strange route and strange throw when you only need 4 or 5 yards for the first down, and you run a 3-yard pattern.
Yeah. Doesn't do a lot of good to complete a pass on 3rd down if it isn't going to at least be to the flag. And it wasn't, so Wilmsmeyer will punt on 4th and run. The ball at the 16-yard line. Kevin Williams should have excellent field position off of this one. He's lining up at his own 42. Good snap. Kick is bad, real bad. Off the side of the foot. Gets a little bit of a San Francisco bounce, which helps the 49ers as it drops dead at the 40-yard line. But there's a timeout on the field. 7-7 tie, late 2nd quarter. Back after these messages.
Do you hate to see those monthly service jumping right here, page 204? Maybe you're looking for bungee jumping in one of those other directories. Is that possible?
I didn't think they'd be in there.
Hey, if it's not in the Pacific Bell Smart Yellow Pages, maybe it doesn't exist. Why don't you do the bungee jumping after the prom now, huh?
Okay,
because,
We're at Candlestick Park on a gorgeous sunny fall afternoon. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Dallas Cowboys in a 7-7 tie. Not a lot of games live up to pre-game hype, but this one is making a real effort at it because this has been a real tough contest. Both sides playing hard. Handoff, Demet Smith tries to go up the middle, and oh my, is he greeted in a hurry. Great tackle by Ricky Jackson, who stops him head on.
Had to be a line stunt because Jackson normally lines up on the outside of the left, and that play was run up the middle.
And look at this. Is this Emmett down?
Yes.
Emmitt Smith is down, and I mean down. He's not moving on the field. There's a timeout with the score tied at 7. We'll update this for you right after these messages.
Ever pick up an elephant, squeeze a killer whale, hug a tiger, snuggle a shark? Chevron invites you to come closer to the stars of Marine World Africa USA. These Earth heroes are now lovable stuffed toys, and they're only $2.99 each with an 8-gallon Supreme fill-up at participating Chevron stations while supplies last. And with each toy purchase, Chevron will donate to environmental education at a local school. So come closer.
Well, Emmitt Smith appears to be okay. He went over to the sideline, got up. Then they looked at him on the bench, and he said, now leave me alone. I'm going back out on the field. And on the sidelines anyhow. And now the 49ers have taken a timeout before any play is even run, whether they had the wrong people in or what. It's kind of strange after one team takes a timeout that you would take one as well, but that's what happened.
That was a helmet-to-helmet hit by Ricky Jackson on Emmitt Smith. Jackson would line up on the outside, on the right side in that stand-up defensive end, and then he stunted clear up over the middle and met him head on.
So another timeout on the field, tied at 7, 2nd quarter. We'll be back.
Now, simply by calling the PG&E Smarter Energy line at 1-800-933-9555. Learn how to be just as bright, just as warm, just as cool, just for a whole lot less. PG&E. Smarter energy for a better world.
2nd and 10 at the 40, and Emmitt Smith goes back to throw. He gets away from one man, but then he bounces into another, and he is brought down on the sack by San Francisco as he ran into Dana Stubblefield after first hit by Brian Young.
Yep, I think it was Bryant Young who initially got him and tripped him up. And the rookie defensive tackle playing in there along with Stubblefield, and these two guys have been playing great football. And that was Bryant Young who forced Aikman and almost pulled the ball away from him.
And another timeout called by San Francisco after that 3-yard loss, as the 49ers now with a 3rd and 13 to handle defensively. Troy Wilson out on the field. By the way, continuing to play with a shoulder that keeps popping in and out. He dislocated it in early October and has a constant problem with it. Let's go to Rich Walkoff on the sideline.
Hey, give a lot of credit to Ken Norton on that sack because he was blanketing the Moose. Johnston out of the backfield. That play designed to go to him. Aikman looked. Norton had the coverage, and before Aikman could make a move again, he was swarmed under.
So it's becoming a more interesting game in terms of the 49ers getting a better rush now on Aikman. And also, Wayne, it appears that the Niners are beginning to do more things defensively. We talked during commercials that we thought that they're being awfully base about their defense against this team.
Well, they still haven't blitzed, but a couple line stunts, that one line stunt by Ricky Jackson that where he hit Emmitt Smith really paid off for them in a big way.
3rd and 13 at the 37-yard line for Dallas in a 7-7 tie. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Harper comes out to the right along with Irvin. 2 receivers to the left. Aikman straight back drop, throws to the right sideline. And Irvin, I think, caught it. I think he got it in front of Davis and Cook. Yes.
Well, that's a great catch.
Diving catch for the first down. Boy, that's a big play because it makes the difference on who might score before halftime.
Run and out pattern, and the ball was thrown low into the outside. Perfect spot by Aikman.
14-yard gain. We're at the 2-minute warning, and so we'll be back with the score tied 7 apiece after these messages.
Does strength really come in numbers? Well, now there are not 1, but 2 very friendly Plymouth Neons. The original 4-door and brand new 2-door, the Plymouth Neon Coupe. Both have the power to whisk you under the freeway. They're safe.
Town Center, Sun Valley Mall, Valco Fashion Park, Oak Ridge Mall, East Ridge Mall, and Sunnyvale Town Center. Test ride the Health Rider today.
Somehow, some way, Troy Aikman seems to be able to find Mr. Harper when he needs to and get the ball where it's impossible to defend. There was another case right there on a low pass.
Yeah, great throw. If it was going to be caught by Harper, it was not going to be caught by anyone else. It was a perfect spot.
So the Cowboys, a big opportunity here. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line, San Francisco territory. Game tied at 7. They get 2 timeouts left. Johnson and Emmitt Smith in the backfield. Irvin to the right side, Harper to the left. Aikman throws way down the left side for Novacek, a little bit high, and to make sure he didn't hold on to it, Merton Hanks hit Novacek as the ball bounced off his hands at about the 33-yard line.
Before Deion Sanders came to the 49ers, Steve Young told me that, and this is way back training camp time, that Merton Hanks was the best cover man on the 49er defensive roster.
We've seen that today, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, we've seen it all year. He's been around the ball consistently. Aikman 9 of 17, 153 yards. 2 interceptions, though.
Irvin and Harper both go out to the left side, and it's Williams and Novacek out to the right with Emmitt Smith in the backfield. And a quick pass caught at the 41-yard line, but short of a first down to Irvin. He bounces off of Deion Sanders, who knocks him down.
There's a mailbox, etc. scoreboard update. Cleveland 26, Philadelphia 7. That's a final. Arizona 10, the Giants 9, a final. New Orleans 33, Atlanta 32. That is a final. With 2,000 business service centers nationwide, mailboxes, etc. quality shows and photocopying. Mailbox, etc. copies from over 100 Bay Area locations.
So it's a 3rd down and 1 at the 41-yard line. Aikman throws to the right flat to Novacek, who makes the catch at the 37. McDonald can't hold him. He bounces off a little bit further, and then Davis finishes him off at the 35. But that's a first down, and Dallas will use a timeout, and that leaves him with 1. 6-yard gain. Breaking the action here at Candlestick. This is the 49ers Radio Network. We'll be back in 30 seconds. San Francisco 49er football is sponsored in part by Budweiser. This is a good time for you to break open an ice-cold Beechwood Age Budweiser. By PG&E, looking for a new home? Look into an energy-saving PG&E California Comfort Home. Call the PG&E Smarter Energy line at 1-800-933-9555. By Chevron Gasolines with Techrelene, a simple way to help take care of your car. Chevron, simply smarter. And by Great Western's family of companies, $37 billion in assets. 100 years strong, Great Western will always be there. We're back at Candlestick. Wayne, in the offseason, a lot of 49er fans thought, well, good, Barry Switzer's taken over. That alone will disrupt this team. Want to bet?
A lot of continuity, though, because the entire, other than Norv Turner leaving to coach the Washington Redskins, it's still the same staff that Jimmy Johnson had there. So there wasn't any transition. They just continued business as usual.
And Switzer, who has always been more of an administrator than a coach, has stayed out of the way. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, 7-7 tie. Smith in the backfield. Novacek a wing on the left side. Aikman straight back to throw. Pumps, goes for the end zone, way down the left sideline. Receiver is out there, and Dion knocks it away from Alvin Harper, 3 yards deep in the end zone.
Dion is so good at looking back for the ball. Flag down somewhere in there. Yeah, back in the backfield. But Dion, does that thing that we talk about all the time. You've got to look back for the ball. And he looked back, got a hand on it.
Yeah, I wish every college defensive back, I see it week after week.
Illegal use of hands.
You see,
number 60 on the offense, hands to the face. That's a 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
As we even watch the replay on it up in our booth, we see that Sanders turns around when the receiver turns around, and that's the way you got to play that ball. You've got to be aware.
You have the feeling when you're a defensive back or covering someone that if you turn around and look, you're going to lose a step. But you got to realize they're looking back for the ball as well. They've got to.
And I see that so often, particularly at the college level, they just don't turn around. 1st and 20 at the 45-yard line. The 10-yard penalty hurts Dallas, puts them out of field goal range. So this is an important play here. And another flag coming up against the Cowboys. A little outlet pass to Emmitt Smith in the left flat. He's nailed big time by Merton Hanks. And a flag, as we said, probably holding again against Dallas. There's also another flag at a different part of the field. So they're calling offside against San Francisco and tripping against Dallas.
No play then.
Smith lost a yard.
Offside. Number 94 on the defense, lined up in the neutral zone. Number 73 on the offense, tripping. Penalties are offset. Repeat first down.
Now, how did Larry Allen learn how to trip at Sonoma State? I mean, after all. So the penalty's offset. It's still 1st and 20 at the 45-yard line. Out to the left side, Harper and Kevin Williams. Michael Irvin to the near side against Eric Davis. Novacek is a wing on the left outside Tuine. Emmitt Smith out of the backfield. Pass down the left sideline. Sanders again one-on-one on the coverage on Harper. Incomplete at the 5-yard line. Harper pleading for a penalty. It wasn't even close to pass interference.
Dana Hall came over. Harper and Irvin, Michael Irvin, both use their free arm, their inside arm when they're running with the defender on their hip to knock them off stride a little bit. It's just part of the game.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be called, and I don't think it should be called on the defensive back either.
Absolutely. That's just, I agree. That's a cheap penalty and gives up yardage too easily. So 2nd and 20 at the 45-yard line. Sanders getting off the field here on this play. As Aikman, did he not beat the clock?
Oh, a timeout was called maybe by the 49ers?
Timeout.
That's it.
San Francisco.
San Francisco uses their last timeout with 54 seconds to go, probably because they were watching Dion race to the sidelines and looks like he might be hurt again. There's a break in the action here at Candlestick. 7-7 tie. This is the 49ers Radio Network, and we're back in 30 seconds. San Francisco 49er football is sponsored in part by Great Western's family of companies. $37 billion in assets, 100 years strong. Great Western will always be there. By The Warehouse. For total entertainment, there's just one place. Where? The Warehouse. By your California Jeep and Eagle dealer. Test drive the legendary Jeep Wrangler today. There's only one California. There's only one Jeep. And by Chevron Gasolines with Techrelene, a simple way to help take care of your car. Chevron, simply smarter. We have Rich Walkoff right next to Dion. What's the story, Rich?
It appears that left hand is just hurting him some more. The dislocated middle finger on the left hand, and Dion came off, hunkered down with hands on the knees, shook the medical folks off. I know he'd like to get in there, but you know he's playing with a lot of pain.
Now, there's only 56 seconds to go in the half, so it wouldn't. It's still a risk, but
I'd have him in there.
No matter what, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they took him out, though, and Drakeford's in there.
I know they did, but they didn't call the timeout for him, so he could go in and play this play. And if it's me, I got to have him in there if he wants to play.
2nd and 20 at the 45-yard line, so Eric Davis is dealing with Irvin on the far side of the field. Aikman looking downfield, steps up, in trouble, now begins to run, cuts to his left at the 40, slides in at the 37-yard line underneath Drakeford. And that brings up 3rd down with only 40 seconds to go.
And here Dion comes on.
Here he goes. 9-yard run or scramble by Aikman. 7-7 tie. Dallas takes their last timeout. So nobody has any timeouts left. 35 seconds to go. And this game is not a surprise, a 7-7 tie. Not the way these teams are competing this afternoon.
Yeah, they are competing. That's a good call. And there's just a lot of intensity. It's high speed. They're pumped up, they're cranked up, and they're flying around down there. I didn't think it'd be a high-scoring game. I thought there might be a few more scores than this. And, there might be in the second half. It just is going to boil down to, it looks like, mistakes. If you can play mistake-free, then you'll probably win this game. If you make a couple of mistakes, you're going to lose it. We'll just have to wait and see who does it. Cowboys still with a good chance to score here, though. 35 seconds before halftime and with Aikman's arm.
And a good young field goal kicker, Chris Boniol, who beat out 3 other rookie free agents in camp this fall. They didn't bring any veteran kickers in. It was all rookie free agents. And so Boniol got the job and then went out and hit his first 9 NFL field goal tries. So he certainly can do it if they can get him a few more yards here. It's 3rd and 12 at the 37-yard line with 35 seconds to go. No timeouts remaining for either team. Michael Irvin goes out against Deion Sanders, out to the left. Alvin Harper goes in motion that way. Kevin Williams stays to the right side. Novacek lines up to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Quick pass, right flat, caught inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line by Irvin. Davis on the tackle with Merton Hanks there as well. Also Norton, who has a word for 2 for Irvin. Clock down to 20 seconds to go. And Dallas now racing on the field will try the field goal. And they're got to hurry just to get this kickoff. It's down to 13, down to 12. That was a 12-yard gain. This field goal try will be 43 yards from the right hash mark. It's down to 6, down to 5. They will beat it. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Doesn't look like it's going to be anywhere near a good kick, and it is not. As time expires, Boniol's kick misses. We are tied at halftime, 7 apiece. Stay tuned for halftime news after these messages from your local station.
KGO, San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland. KGO News Talk 810.
They're here. The holidays are upon us. There's places to go, people to meet, and parties to plan. That's right.
B, Terry, Jimmy, and Howie back here. We'll get some comments from these guys on that game in just a bit, but let's talk first of all about this Dallas-San Francisco game, 7-7 at the half. And, of course, the big concern going into this game was a condition of the bruised thumb of Troy Aikman.
It's the right hand of Troy, the palm. Everybody concerned, could he handle the football? Well, this ought to dispel any doubts about that as he hooks up 90 yards to Alvin Harper, who had been covered by Deion Sanders, but he had been knocked out of the game early with a finger injury. Al Harper, 90-yard reception, knocked out on the 5-yard line.
That set up Emmitt Smith, of course, who takes it into pay dirt, and that gave Dallas its first score by the score of 7-0.
Now we see Troy Aikman dropping back, looking, trying to get the ball over the middle. Great play by Merton Hanks. Inside on Harper, tips the ball up, comes down with the interception. One of 2 interceptions in the first half of Troy Aikman.
Okay, and we're all tied at 7 apiece at Candlestick Park. Okay, moving to Green Bay. This one is at the half. The Jets are leading this one by a field goal. A Rob Moore 11-yard touchdown reception from Boomer, accounting for the difference as well there. In the Battle of Los Angeles, it's 2 touchdown passes from Jeff Hostetler, and the Raiders lead it by a touchdown. That one at the half. In Denver, John Elway's 12-yard touchdown run, and the Broncos are blanking the Seahawks 7-0. Boy, this was a wild one down in Miami as the Bears hold on for a 3-point victory. Steve Walsh 5-0 as a starter. Two old-timers having a conversation, Buckus and Mean Joe Green.
Bears have the lead. Marino backfires, gets Keith Jackson, the tight end, inside and out on a safety and linebacker touchdown, ties the game up when they went for two. And then Kevin Butler with the winning field goal for the Bears. David Wannstedt now has had his Bears team to 6-4. Steve Walsh is 5-0 as starter.
Walsh doing an outstanding job, and of course Wannstedt as the head man there. Chicago wins at 17-14. In New England, boy, I tell you, Drew Bledsoe, what a whale of a second half. 354 yards. Bill Walsh, make that Bill Parcells saying, hey, what time is it? Bledsoe time.
Bledsoe time, you're right. This guy attempts 70 passes, a new NFL record. This is the touchdown pass in the corner of the end zone to Kevin Turner. This was in overtime. New England wins this football game. New record for Bledsoe for passes attempted, 71, I believe, and completions, which was 45.
We'll go with it. He was 45 or 70. He's good enough.
Close enough.
Close enough. New England wins it in overtime by 6. Okay, down in New Orleans in the Battle of the South, it was the Saints coming away with a 1-point victory. Mario Bates, the rookie, did a great job, 141 yards on the ground. But, of course, the golden foot of Morton Anderson, as usual, accounting for the difference as June Jones' team drops now to 5-5. The Saints improve to 4-6 with that victory there. The New York Giants lost today to the Arizona Cardinals. Steve Berline, pretty impressive, 17 of 33, 180 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. You know, Randall Cunningham went into this game saying Cleveland had the best defense. That's what proved to be the difference today. The Browns spanked the Eagles 26-7. San Diego's Stan Humphries, 21 of 36, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Chargers beat the Chiefs by 1. And in the battle of the 1-8 teams, Jeff Blake, the man in Cincinnati, takes the Bengals to their second victory of the season by a field goal. Now, as we take a look at this San Francisco-Dallas game, Jimmy, let me start with you. You hold Dallas to 7 points. San Francisco's D doing a pretty good job.
Well, I think that, really San Francisco's getting out of Deion Sanders what they thought they're going to get out of him. He's got one-on-one coverage, and he's really making some plays. And in fact, had he been in the ball game when Alvin Harper had the reception over the middle, that would have been probably a 40-yard gain because Deion would have run him down from behind rather than a 90-yard gain. The other thing, too, Troy Aikman told me this about a month ago. He said, I said, Troy, what's the difference between Norv Turner calling the plays and Ernie Zampese calling the plays? He said, Ernie likes to take the ball down the field a little bit more than Norv. Norv likes to pick away at it, and that's good and bad. It's bad if there's incompletions like today, but it's good, obviously, if you get the jump ball with Alvin Harper.
Yeah, Dallas's defensive line right now is all over Steve Young, and the most successful play right now for the 49ers has been Steve Young running the ball. Four runs for 55 yards. Dallas defensive line running those tough stunts, running the tackles first, looping the ends around, getting a lot of pressure on him. Merton Hanks. I said Deion Sanders is the best defensive back in football. Merton Hanks is trying to prove me wrong. They're playing man coverage with Deion, and they're running some zone on the backside. Deion one-on-one. He looks a little winded. I was wrong. Maybe he can play wide receiver.
Yeah, this is a great game for the 49ers because look at the stats. You have the #1 pass defense in the Cowboys, and what the 49ers have done is come out, and their scoring drive, 90-something yards, was done all runs and misdirection, getting those guys down, and Steve Young carrying the football.
Hey, fellas, in unison, who's the most valuable player for Dallas?
Oh, Alvin Harper.
Kevin O'Neill.
Kevin O'Neill, the trainer.
No question about it. We'll be back with more of the Doctors Halftime after this.
Reserved seats before you get to the airport, the most flights up and down the West Coast, and all sorts of other neat stuff. So basically, you can have your cake and eat it too. Or in the case of Alaska Airlines,
7 ties.
Final score 26-7. At Cincinnati, the Bengals come up with their second win of the year, 34-31, the final over Houston. The halftime score at LA, the LA Raiders 14, LA Rams 7. Another final in New England, 26-20, New England over Minnesota. That's an overtime score. At Kansas City, the Chiefs were beaten by the San Diego Chargers 14-13, and in the second quarter, the Denver Broncos hold a 7-zip lead over the Seattle Seahawks.
Outstanding, Maureen. Make yourself at home in the booth. Enjoy the game.
Thanks a lot.
And get the free food in the press box that Wayne and I live on all week, and enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks again. We're ready for the second half kickoff. And this week's contestant in Safeway in KGO's $49,000 Gold Rush contest is Mike Cronin, who's already won a pair of Southwest Airline tickets. If the Niners return this kickoff for a touchdown, Mike Cronin gets $49,000. So we are ready for the second half kickoff from Chris Boniol, who missed the field goal right at the end of the first half that could have given the Cowboys a lead. Instead, it's a 7-7 tie. So Dexter Carter is back at the goal line along with Derek Lavelle. Kicking from our right to our left. From from west to east across the stadium. And here's the kick. Nice and high, hanging up real well. Carter takes it at the 4-yard line. Comes back to the 20. Oh, did he get dropped at the 22-yard line. Great tackle by the Cowboys' Godfrey Miles, a backup linebacker. So their special teams coverage remains among the greats in the league. I mean, Bill Bates and Fishback and Brock Marion. What a group, huh?
Yeah, and Avizano's an excellent special teams coach. They spent a lot of time on it. Well, now we got to take a look. So 49ers got to distribute things a little bit now. They got guys named Rice and Taylor and Brent Jones that they've got to get involved in this game.
Yeah, Taylor not even getting a sniff of a pass. Rice only a couple of short catches. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Young going to throw, goes to the left side to Jerry Rice, who makes the catch, and he's out to the 35-yard line. Hit and dropped immediately by Larry Brown. The remarkable story of a 12th-round pick out of TCU in '91 has become a top player in this league. 13-yard gain.
Yeah, mindful of other guys that the Cowboys are taking as free agents, like Everson Walls and Bates. You mentioned Bates already, and Cliff Harris, one of those one of those safeties that you always used to get confused.
That's right.
Waters and Harris.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Floyd in the backfield with Ricky Waters. Young with a play fake, drops back to throw. Short pass to Ricky was too high. He had to try to catch it one-handed, and the coverage by Dixon Edwards and Robert Jones was right on him besides. He would have taken a pounding even if he got the ball, but at least he might have made a few yards.
Well, the 49ers ran enough bootlegs and reverses in that first half and were really successful with it. They've got the Cowboys thinking about that now, so they really can't, tee off on things. So it's got them a little bit hesitant, and the 49ers now with a good chance to move the ball around a little bit and give Steve Young some time.
Tolbert, Maryland, Lett, and Haley still the front four. Ricky Waters in motion to the right side. Floyd in the backfield on a counter, and he encounters instead Leon Lett. Boom. Just hit him. Straight, quick, hard. No gain on the play.
Yeah, and here's the situation you like to avoid at all costs, and that's the sure passing situation, the 3rd and 10, where they can just cut loose on your quarterback.
Yeah, here comes Jeffcoat. Here comes Hennings. So this will be a pressure all-out rush by the Cowboys here with all their hurries and sacks and all the things they do so very well.
And the 49ers have been unsuccessful today on 3rd downs, 0 for 3.
3rd and 10 at the 35. Only Waters in the backfield. Taylor to the right side. Jeffcoat coming hard, but the pass is away. But because of the hurry, Taylor could not get free from Kevin Smith, who was there on the coverage. The pass wasn't thrown that sharp because of the pressure, incomplete.
It was a hurry and a knockdown, and Steve Young is still down on a knee, just now getting up. Not only was it a hurry, it was a quarterback knockdown.
Jeffcoat.
Yeah, a little extra by Jeffcoat at the end of that.
It's remarkable. He's in his 12th year, and it may be his best year. He's just playing terrific football. So a 46.7-yard average today for Wilmsmeyer as a punter, and on 4th and 10 from the 35, he will kick to Kevin Williams. Kick is up and very good. Wilmsmeyer hangs it up, and Williams has to go way back to the 14-yard line to get the ball. Oh, did he get a shot from Troy Wilson on the tackle at the 20-yard line, straight on. Just pounded him. Timeout on the field. Game tied at 7. Back after these messages.
All right, Mr. Nevins. All
in the Bay Area, bar none. You've seen them on TV. We got them, including the new, beautiful, huge 30 cubic foot model, now with a $100 rebate if you act now. Famous for low prices since 1885, you can't beat a Western deal.
And I'll personally guarantee the low prices right now at Western Appliance TV and Stereo. Our superstores in Oakland, Fremont, Mountain View, Gilroy, Santa Cruz, and San Jose.
Western Appliance, making life much easier for you.
51-yard punt, 7-yard return. 1st and 10, 20-yard line for Dallas and Troy Aikman with Johnston and Emmitt Smith in an I formation. Harper out to the right side. They give it Emmitt straight up the middle. And he is brought down as he reaches the 25-yard line by Gary Plummer. 5-yard run.
What the Cowboys would like to do now, Joe, naturally, is control the football. They did that pretty well in the first half when you consider the fact that the 49ers only had 21 offensive plays in the first half. There's not much you can do when you just have the ball, that few times. And the Cowboys want to continue that now, controlling the ball with Emmitt Smith, running and mixing it in with some of Aikman's passes. But they want to control it on the ground.
Second down and 5 out of the 25-yard line. He gives it to Emmett. Go for the right side. Uh-oh, he breaks loose almost completely. Came so close to really going. Merton Hanks had to get him around the ankles at the 36-yard line. And Smith so quick and so light on his feet. I really thought he was going to just break it there for a second.
He was close to it.
11-yard run out to the 35-yard line.
Once again, he just sees those seams so well from that tailback spot. It's just straight ahead, kind of zone blocking by that huge offensive line, and he just picks a spot.
First and 10 out at the 36 as Eric Davis has to deal with Alvin Harper, who's been giving him fits for a couple of years. Hand off to Johnston. And this doesn't get, you get the Moose call, surprisingly enough, from the 49er crowd here this afternoon. Tackle made by Young along with Ricky Jackson. No gain on the play.
Were they booing or were they saying, "Oh, great antlered creature of the forest"?
I tend to believe the latter myself. So second and 10 at the, you've been waiting all day to say that. Second and 10 at the 36-yard line. Davis again. This time, though, dealing with Irvin. Back pedal for Aikman. Quick throw, left flat, and incomplete to Novacek, who was covered by Norton or Plummer and Hanks. Incomplete at the 40. Would have been a very short pass. So third down and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Third down for them, and they've been fairly efficient. 6 of 11 on third down.
Tuine, Newton, Stepnoski, Kennard, and Allen, the offensive line.
It all comes down to pressure in these situations, Joe. Pressure on the quarterback. Who gets it, who doesn't?
So third down and 10 at the 35. Aikman back to throw, and he's got time to throw, and he's got a receiver who caught it in the wrong place, it appears. Let's see if they're going to count this.
No, it'll be about a yard short.
Yeah, Harper caught the ball on his knees at the 45-yard line, but he was leaning backwards to make the catch. And the placement of the ball is very important, but it appears short. Well, we'll see. Would Barry Switzer gamble here?
Barry's got guts if he goes for it in this situation.
Doesn't look like it.
Well, he's got smarts.
They're going to punt. Yeah, this with a game this tight.
No, you can't do it.
You could really change the football game if you fail to get it and turn the ball over at your own 45-yard line. So John Jett in to punt. Dexter Carter, who had that spectacular run back last week for the touchdown on the kickoff return back at his 15-yard line. Low snap, but no pressure, and it's a good boomer. Carter signals fair catch at the 16-yard line. That's where San Francisco will begin. 7-7 tie. Third quarter, back after these messages.
Okay, a little to the left. No, you're on the left.
Be careful with the... Works in just 5 minutes. Clairol Men's Choice is an easy-to-use gel, not a drippy liquid. And it's not going to change your natural hair color. Well, it's no wonder, then, that all these guys over 30 are running around without a single gray hair. Clairol Men's Choice.
Let's go!
San Francisco begins at their 16, first and 10, 7-7 tie, third quarter. Handoff, Ricky Waters makes a nice cut past a couple of tacklers and does reach the 19-yard line. Jones on the tackle. Robert Jones with Darren Smith again. Those are quick linebackers. Rich Walkoff's got an update on Dion, who just came back on the field.
Yeah, he missed the opening drive for the Cowboys on the Niner defense. He's got that dislocated middle finger in the left hand taped together with a splint on the index finger, but he will return. He is very, very anxious to do so.
It'll be hard to do any intercepting the rest of the day, but he can still knock him down. 2nd and 7 at the 19-yard line. 7-7 tie. Brent Jones in a tight end on the right side. Quick pass to Brent is out of reach. The coverage by Jones very good, and there's also a flag thrown on the play, probably against San Francisco.
Yeah, there was a blitz on that play by Dallas, and the 49ers couldn't handle it.
Deese apparently going to be called for this because he's the one doing the most complaining. Calling it an illegal block. Basically a chop block is what they're charging Deese with, it appears. So that'll do a half the distance on this one. That ball will be back near the...
Personal foul, chop block on number 63 on the offense. That's half the distance to the goal. We're going to repeat the down.
So back down to the 9-yard line for San Francisco. So field position in a 7-7 game becomes a very big deal, and it's not very good for San Francisco right now.
Steve Young, 4 of 10, 29 yards.
Wow. Second down, 17 at the 9-yard line. Brent Jones comes out of the lineup. Young goes back to throw. Out on the right flat to Waters. Needs some help on a block. Gets it. Kenneth Gant taken out of the play by Barton, but still doesn't get very far upfield as Washington forces him out of bounds. James Washington out near the 16-yard line.
Well, if they can get a first down in this situation, they've climbed out of a huge hole. You got half of it on that play. And now they're looking at 10 more.
Got 7 on that one, so this is an important play in this game, not to give the ball back to Dallas at midfield. Nate Singleton, a receiver out wide to the left side against Larry Brown. Waters in the backfield, 2 receivers out to the right side. Young straight back drop and a deep drop, gets the pass over the middle. That may have been intercepted. Yes, it was. No, they're going to say incomplete.
No. Well,
I thought for a second he had it, Wayne.
I thought it was. Just looking at it from up here.
Deflected ball. Smith dove forward into the turf. Looked like he had his hands underneath it. Let's see if Rich Walkoff had a better angle.
It hit the ground, no doubt about it.
Okay.
The 49ers in 3 straight possessions have not had a first down since their touchdown.
That's not a good statistic.
Steve Young just does not have any time at all. He has to throw everything so quickly.
And Waters did something you shouldn't do, I suppose, is stick your hand up, kind of slow the pace of the ball. It's kind of a tough call there where it just sort of hangs in the air, and they almost got it. Here's I thought they had a block on Wilmsmeyer. A great rush, but the kick is away, and it's taken by Kevin Williams at his 40-yard line. And a great tackle downfield by Popson. On the special teams, catching him just as he was making his break to the right side. That was a 4.6 hang time. Timeout on the field. The score remains tied at 7. We'll be right back.
Discount insurance places probably to save a few bucks. And he's talking to some machine.
America can depend on farmers.
In Oakland, it's Lee Caldwell, Ron Manalis, and Norm Young. In Pinole, Robert Segerdell and Paul Bickham. In Hayward, Mel Smith, Peter Cohn, and William Gile. 44-yard punt, 5-yard return. First and 10, 36-yard line. A minus 5-yard return, excuse me. 8:56 to go, third quarter, 7-7 tie. Handoff. Emmitt Smith goes to the left side. 49ers have it read perfectly. Norton and McDonald stop him. Pretty much at the line of scrimmage, maybe even lost a foot. Yeah, he actually lost a little bit on that play. So we'll call it 2nd and 11. Ball at the 35-yard line, 7-7 tie. What a struggle. Some big play. And one team gets away with could be the whole story of this game. Harper out to the right against Eric Davis, and Dion against Irvin to the near side with another I formation. Aikman drops back to throw. Brown almost got him, and that forces him to short arm the pass and underthrow Smith, who he was trying to get to on just really kind of a release play. Dennis Brown came so close to getting Troy on that one.
Here's the scoreboard update by Mailboxes, etc. Denver 7-0 over Seattle there in the second quarter. And the Jets lead Green Bay in the second, 10-7. Mailboxes, etc.'s business service centers ship it all, from antiques to computers. Stop by one of 100 in the Bay Area to find out why they say it's not what we do, it's how we do it.
3rd and 11 at the 35. Defense is the cry from the 49er faithful. So nickel packages in. Dana Hall and Toy Cook are too deep in the zone. And Aikman drops back to throw. And there's a flag already on the play as he goes for Novacek too far. Tim McDonald down the coverage, incomplete at the 40-yard line of San Francisco.
Going to be a hold on the Cowboys, and if I were the 49ers, I'd decline it.
Yeah, it makes it 4th down. McDonald had good coverage on the play. Ball thrown long anyhow because of the pressure. So Dallas has to punt, and this struggle continues.
Illegal use of hands. Number 73 on the offense. Hands to the face. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Big difference on that series right there for the 49ers. They got some pressure on Aikman the last 2 passing attempts. Didn't get to him, but got some pressure on him. You're just not the same quarterback. No one is when there are people around you, when they are really pressuring you.
Rookie Larry Allen called for that penalty. Yeah, Aikman was on a 1-15 team, remember. You got to have the supporting cast no matter how good you are in this sport. Low snap to Jet. Gets the kick away. It's another beauty. Sails well. Carter takes it at the 20. Has a moment to try to respond on the play, but doesn't get very far as
Bill
the tackle
Bates,
is made by Dave Thomas.
Oh, is it Dave Thomas?
Yeah. 41 was the call. So there's a timeout on the field with this game tied at 7. Back after these jackets, caps, and sweats by Apex. Even 49ers workout wear and authentic Pro-Line game jerseys. It's all at JCPenney, simply for sports. The 49ers will be counting on you, so grab your Apex NFL Pro-Line sweats, caps, and jackets at JCPenney, simply for sports, and get yourself ready for another super season. 7-7 tie, 8:01 remaining third quarter. 49ers begin 1st and 10 at their 26-yard line. Nobody has scored yet in the second half. Ricky Waters in the backfield. Taylor goes out to the left side. Jerry Rice to the right. They give it to Ricky. Nice counter move. Breaks up the middle. Good run. Woodson has to make the tackle. Out across the 37-yard line. First down, San Francisco. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 49ers radio network.
An unequaled Air Force of reporters.
Jetcopter A-10 overhead.
Bay Area's best traffic team. Weekday mornings 5 to 9 on the KGO Morning News from KGO, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose.
11-yard run out to the 37. 1st and 10. Rice out to the left side. Lines up against Larry Brown. Smith on the near side against Taylor. Counter to Floyd. Caught from behind by Haley after a very short run. Only 2 yards. Big Charles brings him down. Switzer admits that Haley can be a handful at times, but he's more of a hands-on coach than Jimmy Johnson and has really kind of given some TLC at various times to keep him mentally focused on what he's supposed to do. 2nd and 8, 39-yard line. 7-7 tie. Split backs, Floyd and Waters. Hand off to Ricky on a counter. Goes over the left side. Another strong run by Ricky. And again, Woodson has to be the man to make the tackle as the 49ers get within about 1.5 yards of a first down.
And Ricky Waters is not doing anything fancy today. He's getting to the hole. He is turning upfield and running tough. When he gets the opportunity to get through the line of scrimmage, he is not looking to get it, to break things. He's just looking to get tough yardage because he knows it's going to be tough. Good job.
3rd down and 2, 45-yard line of San Francisco. Rice out to the left. Wing on the right side is Taylor's. Water goes in motion to the left.
Wow, he got it.
How about that? Young goes on a quarterback sneak up the middle, and it looks like he got the first down as he just took it himself and burst up before Robert Jones could bring him down.
That's the first 3rd down that the 49ers have converted in this game. They are 1 of 6.
I don't remember ever seeing Steve Young on a quarterback sneak for 2 yards in the middle of the field before.
No, I don't think you'll see very many quarterbacks doing it. But the 49ers are taking what they can get because the getting's tough.
Here. 3-yard gain out to the 48-yard line, so it's another series of downs. 1st and 10. Waters and Floyd in the backfield. Receivers left and right. Ricky breaks to the outside. He gets to the 45-yard line. And Ricky Waters doing what every running back says. Give me the ball, and I'll get the yards if you just let me have it enough. Jones makes the tackle. Dixon, too.
Tough run again. He broke a tackle right at the line of scrimmage and then just headed upfield.
Got a big 7 out of that, so it's 2nd and short yardage. 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Game tied at 7.
One more first down here, and the 49ers can play around a little bit field position-wise. They can do a few more things. Even go for it on 4th down.
They give it to Waters on another counter, but this time Haley reads it and drops him immediately. In fact, he loses yards. Loss of a yard on the play, so now it's 3rd and 5. Almost 2-yard loss on the play.
You'd think it'd be a good idea to run at Haley because he's not a big defensive end. He weighs 255 pounds or so, and he takes that wide rush upfield. But he has the ability to kind of slither around and fall back inside, and he's got those tremendously long arms, and he makes a lot of plays on runs.
Bill Bates comes in as a linebacker when they go to their nickel package. He's in there now. It's 3rd down and 5 at the 47-yard line. Waters goes in motion, so nobody's in the backfield. Young under pressure gets the pass away, and Taylor can't catch it on a crossing pattern at the 42-yard line. Double coverage besides on the play.
Blitz that time by the Cowboys, the safety blitz. Young had to throw way before he wanted to. He couldn't get the right kind of pass thrown to Taylor. Could have been caught, but it was thrown low and behind him. Bill Bates coming in on a safety blitz. Both safeties coming in.
They had Brock Marion, They had Kenneth Gant, they had Fishback, so a lot of their special teams players were in on that play. A lot of extra DBs, and Bates is kind of a combination linebacker safety. And they made it work. So here's Wilmsmeyer with a punt on 4th and 5 from the 47 of San Francisco, or of the Cowboys. Hanging up real well, and Kevin Williams signals fair catch at the 15. So with a game tied at 7, we'll keep at it. We'll be back after these messages. See the powerful Dodge Ram, Motor Trend Magazine's 94 Truck of the Year at America's Truck Stop, your Bay Area Dodge dealers, who offer overall the most powerful line of pickup engines on the planet. Just a 32-yard punt, but it did the job it's supposed to, and that's back up the Cowboys. They will start at their own 15-yard line. 4 minutes remain third quarter, and the game is tied at 7 apiece. Michael Irvin out to the left side against Deion Sanders. Harper to the far side against Eric Davis. Johnson and Smith in the backfield. Aikman straight back drop, slips a little bit, passes in the right flat. Catch is made by Smith, but only gets a yard or so out of it. Good coverage by Lee Woodall on that play. Maybe 2 yards, so 2nd down and 8 at the 17.
That's the 4th catch for Emmitt Smith, but only 9 yards in total. So they've done a good job taking that away. And that's what really hurt him the last 2 games, was him out of the backfield for big yardage.
Now Deion lines up on the left side defensively because that's where Irvin goes, and it's a pitch to Smith who comes around the left side, and the 49ers have that stop. Kenny Norton, who is really up for this game, you can just know how he feels about playing Dallas today, is just having a strong effort. 3-yard gain, however, on the play. So 3rd down, and 5 yards to go for a first down. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. The tension builds in this tie game. Even Sourdough Sam, roaming the sideline, can hardly restrain himself right now. Aikman over center. Johnson in motion. Smith in the backfield. Aikman quick slant in pass. That ball is up in the air and almost intercepted by Deion and McDonald. And right now, Deion's thinking, oh, if I didn't have that splint on my finger.
He bumped at the line of scrimmage. It was a slant-in pattern, and he reached over, got a hand on it. It popped up in the air, and Tim McDonald almost got the deflection. And Deion wasn't going to catch that ball. He did a great job getting a hand on it.
So it's punt time for John the Jet. 4th and 6 from the 19-yard line. 7-7 tie, 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Field position, though, has begun to swing San Francisco's way. This could change by this punt, but it won't because it's a crummy kick. And it goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line of San Francisco, so they will again have the strong field edge, and we'll have time to bring in Rich Walkoff.
You know, the first 3 games these teams played over the last 2 years, an average of 51 points were scored. We've got 14, and we're almost through 3 quarters.
Very different story here today. The 49er defense much improved. The Cowboy defense the best in the league. And so that is dominating the story. A 38-yard punt. San Francisco begins at their 43-yard line in a tie game at 7. Under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Jerry Rice, not a big factor in the game yet, is out to the left, Taylor to the right. Back to throw is Young. And he sends it way down the left sideline for Rice. There's one-on-one coverage. Jerry makes the catch, breaks the tackle. He gets by. Brown into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. 57-yard touchdown pass to Jerry Rice.
On an underthrown ball, a great leaping catch by Jerry Rice.
Number 133 in his record-setting career. He goes up over Brown. Good. A great catch because Brown got flat-footed, turning around, and tried to wait for the ball and had no momentum left as he did not time his leap as well as Jerry did. Rice gets the ball, goes to the end zone. And yes, that's the catch of the game. Sponsored by State Compensation Insurance Fund. Extra point by Doug Bryan. Wilmsmeyer the holder. Kick is up and good. So the catch of the game, sponsored by State Compensation Insurance Fund. The workers' comp insurer preferred by more California employers than any other. Call 1-800-892-6000 or ask your broker for details. State Fund for making workers' comp work. Tune in tomorrow afternoon between 5 and 6 o'clock on our flagship station in San Francisco and a chance to win a prize by knowing the catch of the game. 57-yard touchdown play to Rice. Well, Wayne Walker, you said it would be a big play, that something would happen dramatic to turn this one way or the other. It has.
Well, you think after the 49ers had been sputtered a little bit with the passing game, that they'd have to get downfield with it a little bit. You know, a couple of good things can happen, like we just saw, a pass interference call. But when you've got Rice and Taylor, you just can't get out of a ball game without at least taking 2 or 3 shots downfield during the course of the game, and perhaps even more than that.
Yeah, they had done it early. In fact, the first play of the game, they had sent a message, but then the message wasn't followed up. They really didn't do it for a long time.
Well, they couldn't because they were getting so much pressure on Steve Young. 148 yards now passing, but that one play, 57 yards of it.
Let's go to Rich Walkoff.
Did you happen to see a guy in a red shirt come out on the field and pound Steve Wallace? Former 49er Jim Burt with animated support for his old club. Chet Brooks is also on the sideline. It's a homecoming, baby.
Oh, that's great. Good to see some of those guys again. No doubt about it. Chet Brooks is always one of my favorites. Till he got that knee injury, I thought he'd be an all-pro player.
I saw him last night, and he wishes he was still here.
Kevin Williams takes the kickoff at about the 12, breaks up the middle of the field. And a good tackle again by Kevin Mitchell as he reaches the 35-yard line. He's had 3 special team tackles today. 2.5 minutes remain third quarter, and it's now 14-7 San Francisco. This next series will be one of the biggest of the day because it will establish something maybe one way or the other. Are the Cowboys, the champions, prepared to just go right back down the field themselves? It happens over and over in pro sports where one team scores, and if the other team's good, they can do it right back at you. So let's see how it turns out as they begin 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line for Dallas. Emmitt Smith, the running back. They give it to him on a deep draw, and as he tries to go up the middle, the 49er defense responds and stops him immediately for no gain on the play. Lee Woodall right there for the tackle. Also on the play, Ricky Jackson,
and
who's having a strong game, 2-yard gain.
Stubblefield had it stuffed down under everything.
2nd down and 8. 2 minutes remaining, third quarter.
Say those 2 tackles, Bryant Young and Stubblefield, for years to come, or one's a rookie, one's in his 2nd year. They're going to be, in 4 or 5 years from now, they'll be the best pair in the National Football League.
2 receivers out to the right side. Novacek out to the left. Pass is thrown to Novacek, incomplete. Coverage on the play by Gary Plummer. So it brings up 3rd down and 8 for the Cowboys. Bryant Young again right in the face of Aikman as he's beginning to go to work.
I said 4 or 5 years, maybe sooner.
Like today.
Aikman 14 of 27, 190 yards, 2 interceptions.
I'll tell you, this feels like a playoff. There's a real excitement about this game now.
No question.
3rd and 8 at the 37-yard line. Harper out to the right side. Irvin to the left. Smith in the backfield. Aikman back to throw. Drills a pass, and again broken up with a great effort by Merton Hanks on Novacek, just stepping down and knocking that ball away, and so Dallas has to punt.
Hanks has had 1 interception, 1 taken away from him by the officials. It was an interception shown by the replay, and had his hands on 2 or 3 other balls today.
Spectacular game for Merton, and he has had a few of them. So punt time, 4th and 8 from the 37 for Dallas. Jet ready to punt to Dexter Carter. Here's the kick, and it's low. Takes a bounce, gets by Dexter, who wisely gets out of the way, and it drops dead at the 13-yard line. Flag on the play, back at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, and the 49ers would love it to be on the Cowboys.
That's no kidding, because that was an excellent 50-yard punt. And changes field position again.
And it is.
Somebody went downfield early for Dallas. That'll cost them big time. Not only the 5 yards, but you question whether Jet can get 2 in a row to get a bounce like that.
Yeah.
So San Francisco will gladly have him punt again.
Well, you always want your guy to have the opportunity to run it back.
Yeah.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the kicking team, number 46. That's a 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Dexter with a 96-yard kickoff return touchdown against Washington last week. He's having a very strong year, both as a punt returner and a kick returner. So the Cowboys will do it again. Now it's 4th and 13 from the 32-yard line. 14-7 San Francisco. Minute and a half to go, third quarter. Field about 3/4 in shade, and both the punter and the returner will be in shade on this play. Here's the kick, and Carter's going to get a line drive at the 28. Cuts to the outside, gets a block, comes up the sideline to the 40, cuts into the middle, and gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line. So good field position as Darren Woodson makes the tackle.
Flag down.
And another flag. This one, if it's against Dallas, will be refused. They're downfield again, but I think San Francisco will be very happy with this one. That's the case. Not too happy.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the kicking team, number 58. The penalty is declined. First down.
On him. I guess he's just letting them know what he thinks about it. Joe Abazzano, former head coach of Oregon State, grimacing about that call as his special teams makes 2 mistakes in a row. So 1:18 to go, third quarter, 14-7. San Francisco leads Dallas. John Taylor out to the left along with Jerry Rice. And Young back to throw, will have to take a sack. A big play there, and the key was Sapolo couldn't hold off Tony Tolbert, who just ran over him into Young on that play.
And Young was going to like what he saw if he ever had a chance to even look downfield, because he had Rice in a slot over on the left side, and he was open.
8-yard loss on the play. It was Lett that hit him first, and then Tolbert.
Steve Young didn't even have a chance to look downfield on that play.
7-yard loss. 2nd and 17 back at the 39-yard line. Split backs, Floyd and Waters. Ricky takes it, breaks to the outside, trying to get by a man, and he gets out to the 45-yard line. So he turned something that didn't have very much to it into a pretty good run. Robert Jones and Larry Brown, the tacklers. But it does bring up 3rd and long yardage. However, the field position for San Francisco is very good right now. They're at the 45, their own 6-yard run.
Well, you can tell that the urgency level in this game is just higher than most games, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's like there's just a tension in the game with the fans as well. Ed McCaffrey comes out wide to the right as the 49ers go to a 4-receiver offense. Rice is on the right as well, and then Taylor out to the left side with Singleton. Young straight back, Jeffcoat coming hard. Young throws it way down the left sideline, and it'll be uncatchable. Coverage on the play by Brock Marion on John Taylor near the 25-yard line. So punt time for San Francisco. And 8 seconds remain in the third quarter.
Of a great football game.
Yeah, it really is a wonderful struggle. No wonder people paid so much money to get to this one.
I know you scalped all your tickets.
Oh, yeah.
So
if I could only get some. So 4th and 11 from the 45. Doug Bryan, a good snap. Not a lot of pressure. Not Doug Bryan, excuse me. Wilmsmeyer. And Williams with a fair catch signal at the 16-yard line. So that's where Dallas Cowboys will begin with 1 second remaining in the third quarter. 39-yard punt. Now here's the scenario. If you're not completely clear on why this is such a big deal, the fact of the matter is if the teams finish with the same record at the end of the year, this game will decide who gets the home field
head-to-head.
And boy, is that a big deal against a fast team like the Cowboys. The Niners really need to keep the home field against this team and not play them in the playoffs in Dallas. This is a great, great football team, this Cowboy team. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for Aikman. So Alvin Harper lines up to the left side. Irvin to the right. Hand off to Smith. Oh, and again, they stuff him right into the middle of the line as they continue to play great ball. Lee Woodall, Ricky Jackson, and then Young and Stubblefield just stuffed him.
It was Young and Stubblefield.
End of the quarter. The game is 14-7 San Francisco. Back with the fourth after these messages from your local station.
KGO, San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland. KGO.
15 minutes remaining, or maybe more. It is a 14-7 game as we begin the fourth quarter, and Dallas goes back on offense from their 15-yard line. Second time in a row they've had to start back there. So it is Emmitt Smith in the backfield with Johnston. The tight end Novacek lines up on the right. Receivers to the left and right. Aikman back to throw. Goes deep middle. Has his receiver, and it is complete out to the 33-yard line to Novacek. And that's a first down for Dallas. Merton Hanks, the cover man on that play, just sort of touched him down as he leaped in the air and fell down catching the ball. 18-yard pass play.
It's a zone defense that time by the 49ers, and there's a variety of zones that you can play. And that one definitely with a big dead spot in the middle because Novacek was wide open.
Marking the ball at the 34-yard line. So first and 10 at the 34. 14-7 San Francisco. Novacek a wing on the right side outside the other tight end Galbraith. Now goes in motion to the left. It's a handoff to Emmitt Smith. He goes to the outside, and the 49ers stop him again. Dennis Brown, first man to get there. And then a lot of help as well as Woodall came up with Plummer.
Yeah, you get him running, a little bit sideways, looking for the hole. He's best in that tailback spot when he's running off the tackles, sees the seam immediately and gets to it. If he has to hesitate and search at all for any kind of seam, you're much better off. He's had 70 yards on 22 carries.
So that's below his average per carry, that's for sure.
You bet.
Second down and 11 from the 33, 14-7 San Francisco fourth quarter. Johnson and Smith in the backfield. Dion on the far side against Michael Irvin. Back to throw is Aikman. Aikman, little short pass to Emmitt, makes the catch, breaks loose in the middle of the field briefly, but then is tripped up as he reaches the 40-yard line by Norton and Plummer.
If I defense the Dallas Cowboys, what I do, I have somebody spy Emmitt Smith on every play. He doesn't catch that ball right there unless someo's standing next to him.
Yeah. 6-yard gain. Now
he is so important to their offense.
If you let him get you a pass and give him any kind of running room, goodbye, it's over. 3rd and 4 from the 40. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Novacek is a wing to the right side. Aikman wants to throw. Short pass caught by Novacek on a tough play against McDonald.
I'll say.
Boy, that was a good catch out to the 47-yard line.
McDonald reached around, almost got a hand on it. Great concentration by Novacek. Been in the last 3 Pro Bowls. Good reason why.
Yeah. He holds the University of Wyoming decathlon record, so this is a great athlete.
Yeah, there must have been 2 or 3 of them from Wyoming.
7-yard gain. 1st and 10 out of the 47. Harper out to the left against Deion Sanders. Irvin to the near side against Davis. Play fake and Aikman to throw, and he is sacked. What a play that time by Ricky Jackson, who's having his best game.
Having his best game, having his best half. He's made some big plays here today. That's about number 3. That he's working on a rookie. Don't forget over there, Larry Allen, and he should be making some plays.
They're back to the 39. They lose 8 yards. So it is 2nd down and 18 at the 39-yard line for Dallas. They trail 14-7. Remember, Allen's from a small school and is not going to know all the tricks.
Yeah, he was worried about who was the defensive end for Chico State last year, and now he's playing in this game against Ricky Jackson.
Good point. Aikman back to throw. Throws to the left sideline. Sanders all but had an interception, but just knocked it down off of Harper out at the 48-yard line. Incomplete. Sanders did it leisurely almost. He is so good and so quick the way he stepped on that ball, stepped in front of it. So it's 3rd and 18 from the 39. 11:46 to play. Like everybody in the stadium is waiting to hear if it's their lottery number. Out to the left side, Harper and Williams. Irvin comes out to the right. Smith in the backfield. Aikman drops back to throw. They're on him again. He gets the ball away early. And again, great pressure defense this time by Eric Davis on Irvin. Wayne doing exactly what you've been talking about, his ability to time those leaps on bigger receivers.
This is the best sequence of defense that the 49ers have seen in several years, and that these fans here at Candlestick have seen against a quality team. In the last 5 possessions, Dallas doesn't have more than 40 yards.
4th down and 18 from the 39-yard line. Jet to punt. Carter the returner near the 20. 11:41 to go in a 14-7 game. Snap is good. San Francisco peels off. Carter catching the ball. Probably thought about a fair catch, decided not to, but probably should have as he gets hit hard at the 20-yard line by Darren Woodson. Timeout on the field. Fourth quarter, 14-7 San Francisco. Back after this.
See my own primary care doctor within Lifeguards Network.
Oh.
See?
Well,
if your company has a group of 5 or more, ask your company benefits manager or broker about Lifeguard Health Plan. At Lifeguard, your health is our business.
First and 10, 20-yard line for San Francisco. They need some first downs badly. They lead 14-7, but they can't keep all the pressure on the defense. In the backfield, Ricky Waters. Taylor to the left, Rice to the right side, and a short run for just a couple of yards as Leon Lett lands on Waters at the 21, 22-yard line.
Charles Haley is the one that made the initial stop, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, how he can fall in and reach in with that wingspan of his and make the play.
Had a great reach, no doubt about it. Bet he wouldn't have any trouble dunking a basketball.
Oh, no way.
Just a 1-yard game, a 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line with 11 minutes to go. In the backfield, Floyd and Waters. Taylor out to the right side, lines up against Smith, and Larry Brown to the near side against Rice, but it's a handoff to Waters, and he squeezes out to the 25-yard line as Darren Woodson, along with Robert Jones make the tackle. 4-yard run, but here again, a very big third down play, which San Francisco has not had a great deal of success with today.
Now their third down situations have all been fairly lengthy. Now here's another one, about 6 yards to get the first down. It says 5 on the board, but it's a little bit longer than 5 yards. 1 of 8 in third down conversions this afternoon.
Rice out to the right side, lines up against Smith.
And they get bigger as you go along in the game.
Young pass out on the right flat to Waters. And trying to push for it, but doesn't get there.
No.
He's brought down to the 29-yard line as Kevin Smith makes the tackle. So with 10 minutes to go, San Francisco has to punt.
It's a 10-minute ticker from Southwest Airlines. Some scores around now. Cleveland 26, Philadelphia 7, final. Cincinnati 34, Houston 31, final. San Diego, we told you, 14, Kansas City 13, final. Minnesota getting beaten by New England today, 26-20. They lost there in overtime. Flying to San Diego on business. Fly Southwest from Oakland and San Francisco or San Jose to San Diego for the most flights and unrestricted fares. Southwest Airlines flying the low airline is just plain smart.
Ted Popson's being worked on the sidelines, by the way, right now by the team doctors and trainers. Here's the kick by Wilmsmeyer. It's not a good punt and dies at the 41-yard line of Dallas, so they will have very good field position off of this exchange of downs. And there's a timeout on the field with the score 14-7 San Francisco. Back after these messages.
Use the wrong gasoline. Performance problems can catch up with you. May we suggest Chevron Supreme with Tetraline? It's a simple way to help take care of your car and leave performance problems behind. Chevron Supreme. Simply smarter.
14-7 San Francisco. Cowboys with a 1st and 10 at their 40. Novacek in motion to the left side. Hand off to Emmitt Smith. Breaks to the outside and right in to the 49ers, Kenny Norton. Look at these. He's giving them some words, too. Now, these guys are buddies, and Norton is just right in his face after that tackle. 2-yard gain. Interesting to watch Richard Dent on the sidelines, Wayne, when the defense is sitting down. He's a coach. You ought to see him. He's up there. He's cheerleading. He's back and forth with them, telling them what to do. What a great team player, and what a difference it'll make when he gets back in a couple of weeks. 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line for Dallas, down 14-7. Emmitt Smith, Darrell Johnson to the backfield. Irvin goes out to the left. Harper to the right side. Aikman drops back to throw. Pumps once, goes way down the right side, and he's got his receiver. It is caught. Harper makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. There's also a pass interference call on Eric Davis that'll be negated by the catch.
Excellent catch, because Eric Davis, although he had lost the step, got it back and was digging in there when the ball got there, but they called him for that. But that was a great throw by Aikman.
And that's what the Cowboys needed,
Defensive
and they
pass
got it.
interference, number 41. The penalty is declined. First down.
34-yard pass play. Let's go quickly to Rich Walkoff.
Well, it was a hitch and go, and Eric kind of bit on the fake and couldn't catch up with Harper. Those long strides, not bad for a guy who thought he tore a ligament a week ago, huh?
The amazing he's playing as well as he is today and then a car accident besides. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Dallas, so suddenly the game becomes very dicey. Johnson goes in motion to the right side. Aikman drops back to throw. Protection holds up. Little short pass, right flat, gets it to Irvin. He reaches the 12-yard line. Norton and Plummer stop him there. But it'll be short yardage for a first down. That was an 8-yard play.
Yeah, Aikman with time that time to look around a little bit and wait for Irvin to get open.
So the key here is, can San Francisco hold them to a field goal try and keep them out of the end zone? Irvin goes out to the left against Deion Sanders. And they go to a double. Well, they use 2 tight ends. One goes in motion. Galbraith to the left side. Handoff to Emmitt Smith. Up the middle, gets inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Tackle made there by Plummer.
Do you think that Harper doesn't have big games against the 49ers? With that catch, he's got 136 yards on 3 catches. He's done that to him every game.
Always a play like that. Always plays like that. So it is 1st and goal at the 9 for the Dallas Cowboys, trailing 14-7 with 7 minutes to play in the game. Novacek and Galbraith, their 2 tight ends, both line up on the left side. Irvin is out to the right side. It's an I formation. It's a pitch to Emmitt Smith. Sweeps to the left, tries to cut in, and he reaches the 7-yard line. Ricky Jackson on the tackle. First man to hit him for San Francisco, but he gets 2. So this is the most important 7-yard piece of turf on this field, maybe for the rest of the afternoon. What happens right here? 14-7 and 6.5 minutes to go.
And he likes the wide receivers here as well. He'll like the matchup that he has now with Irvin and Eric Davis on the right side.
Harper against Sanders the other way. Pass over the middle. Picked off! Martin Hanks has another interception. He's back to the 10. Cuts up the left side to the 13-yard line. And Merton Hanks can run for governor, at least in the Northern California vote, with his game today.
Man. Well, what's good about this is a big game. The entire country's watching, and they get to see about Merton Hanks what we've known for a long time. This guy can play.
What a spectacular game for Merton Hanks. Timeout on the field. San Francisco leads 14-7 back after this.
Hey, look at these pictures. Pets are not.
Call your travel agent or Southwest Airlines and you'll get a low fare on every seat, every flight, everywhere they fly.
I'll tell you what, if there's a fare war, they're going to get nuked. Southwest is the low-fare airline.
6:10 to play. Everybody has all their timeouts left. San Francisco has the ball at their 13-yard line. They lead it 14-7. The Merton Hanks show has been unbelievable today. He saved him twice. Young back to throw. Pass to Jerry Rice. Makes the catch. He's out to the 23-yard line in front of Larry Brown. And San Francisco's very close to a first down with a first down pass. They have probably 9 yards. We'll see if I think they're a little short. Nope, they signal first down, so that's a big first down. 5:50 to go. Boy, oh boy, the sizzle through the stands now after that play by Hanks. And watching replays of the way it was set up after he caught the ball, there was a chance if Johnson didn't slow him down that he could have finished it all the way back the other way.
Might have hit the sidelines and gone 99 yards with it.
1st and 10 at the 24. Ricky Waters squeezes up the middle, and he gets out to the 27-yard line. Good run by Ricky. Dixon Edwards, Robert Jones, the tacklers. 5:15 to go. 49ers with 2 first downs would probably win this game. Rice, in receptions on the day, is now 3rd, by the way. That puts him number 3 with 5 catches today. He has now moved ahead of James Lofton as the number 3 receiver in history, behind Art Monk with 9:13, Steve Largent with 8:19, and Jerry now has 7:65 to Lofton's 7:64. 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line for San Francisco. Play fake. Young's in trouble, and the whistle blows with flags flying. 4:44 to go.
Ball start.
Boy.
Number 79 on the offense prior to the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Harris Barton called for the penalty.
Situations you don't want him in. Now you're 2nd and 11 or so.
So the ball goes back to the 22-yard line. And they've got to get to the 34. 4:44 remaining. First downs, life and death right now in this game for both sides. Taylor to the left, Jerry Rice out to the right side. Four-man rush has been pretty much a story all day. Young, quick slanted. Taylor makes the catch. He's bounced backward from the 35 by Washington, but the forward play gets him the first down. Washington hit him a ton, knocked him backwards, but he had reached the 35. 13-yard completion to Taylor. That might be his first of the day. It is.
It is. And he took a huge hit, too, from Washington. And knocked him back about 5 yards. Washington's the guy who had that big Super Bowl last year. I thought he should have been the MVP of the Super Bowl. Interception, fumble recovery for a touchdown.
So it is a 1st and 10 out at the 35-yard line. Handoff to Waters. Breaks to the outside. Turns the corner. Upfield. He may have another first down. And there's a face mask penalty besides on the Dallas Cowboys. Woodson can't believe it. He's right in the face of the official. He'll be lucky if he doesn't get something tagged on with that.
Big plays in big games. We've seen a bunch of them in a row here. Merton Hanks at the goal line. Young and Rice on the first down. John Taylor with a great catch for another first down. Ricky Waters with a tough run for another first down. Just all in a row. Bang, 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 bang.
10-yard play. But they're calling holding against San Francisco. Well, we thought it was a face mask was the first indication from seeing the play develop. But they're calling holding.
Holding. Number 40 on the offense. That's a fall. Right from the spot, 10-yard penalty. And repeat the down.
Wow, there's a big play. Big play. William Floyd called for holding. Well, it doesn't look like holding. All they did was push him according to the monitor, but that's what the call is. And so the ball goes back to the 29-yard line. And now it's a 1st and 16 at the 29 with 3:53 to go. So now the 49ers a little tougher spot to hang on to that ball and not let Dallas get it again today. Linebacker Smith is up. Pass in the left flat goes to Waters. Up the sideline. Stays in bounds brilliantly to the 45-yard line. He got the first down anyhow. Ricky Waters is having a spectacular game.
Tell me how good the throw was, though.
Oh, man.
You got Waters coming out of there full speed on the swing pass, and the ball was just perfect. He didn't have to slow down a bit. It was right where it had to be. I always said Montana threw that pass better than anybody, and that was a Montana-type throw on the swing pass.
Linebacker Jones just couldn't catch up with him in time to stop him.
No, if the ball would have been thrown anywhere else, Jones would have caught him and have been short of the first down.
Had to be in full stride to keep the speedy Jones from stopping the play from working. So it's a 1st and 10 out at the 46, 3:47 to play. They give it to Waters again on a counter, and he shovels his way out toward the 47-yard line, just a couple of yards. But with 3:40 to go, the Cowboys are now close to a position where they might have to start calling timeouts. And there it is. There's their first one as Tolbert and Edwards make the tackle. And there's a timeout on the field, 14-7 San Francisco, 3:39 to go. We'll be right back.
As cool as your red top, favorite hot spot.
Limited time only, so stop.
2nd and 9, 47-yard line, San Francisco territory, San Francisco ball, 3:39 to go, 14-7 lead over the Cowboys. Cowboys have just used one of their 3 timeouts. A first down would pretty much bury them. Taylor out to the right side, lines up against Smith. Larry Brown to the near side against Jerry Rice. A 4-man rush, and a linebacker peels back now. And Waters gets surrounded in a hurry. He bounced off of one of his blockers and was pushed back by Hennings and Haley. And we'll see if Dallas takes another timeout here. That's the case. So they take their second timeout on a yard loss on the play. Breaking the action at Candlestick on the 49ers Radio Network. We'll be back in 30 seconds. San Francisco 49er football is sponsored in part by your California Jeep and Eagle dealer. Test drive the Jeep Grand Cherokee today. There's only one California. There's only one Jeep. By Lifeguard, the group health plan that treats you like an individual. At Lifeguard at the 35-yard line, he's probably in charge of pouring the Gatorade on the coach should they win this game.
Yeah.
It's 7 for Dallas, 14 for San Francisco, 3.5 minutes to go. So an important third down play. Third and 10 at the 46.
Important is an understatement right now.
If San Francisco could pull it off and get the first down, the Cowboys would be about doomed because they only have one timeout left. So Jerry Rice out to the right and Taylor to the left side, and Lett is offside, and Young takes advantage of it. Lett crossed the line, and Young called for the snap to get the 49ers 5 yards handed to him.
Well, Oates probably saw it and snapped it early.
That's what San Francisco's counting on anyhow. That's the case.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 10 becomes 3rd and 5.
That
That's a very
him.
different situation.
Offside on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Final 5 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, Oates snapped it when he saw them jump off sides because the offensive line wasn't moving at all when he snapped it. So smart play by Bart Oates, but you'd expect that with a guy with a law degree.
Yeah, 2 lawyers working this out. You'd figure that'd work. 3rd and 5 now at the 50-yard line. Young to throw, goes down the left sideline, and it's caught by Taylor. A brilliant catch along the sidelines. He's inbounds at about the 25-yard line. They're actually going to give him more than that. It'll be inside the 20. What a call, what a play, what a catch, and what a throw.
Great touch throw by Steve Young, who has quietly come back and had a sensational second half after a rough first half. He has hung in there tough today, hasn't thrown an interception, has been under big pressure. That was a great throw.
32-yard pass. And Washington was pretty close to Taylor. That play had to work just right.
32 yards, 32 yards that was.
Yep.
That's a great throw.
Coverage was strong. Now the 49ers, Steve Young again on the bootleg, keeps the ball and gets to the 13-yard line, hit by Woodson. As we get down to 3:15 to go, and we get a late flag. No, that's not a flag. Thought he was throwing one. He was just moving it in his pocket, I guess. So 4-yard gain, and the ball is at the 13-yard line with 3 minutes to go. And now San Francisco is really in control because even a field goal solves the problem.
Here's a mailbox that's sort of scoreboard update. And I'm saying it so fast I can't even say it. Denver 10, Seattle 3 in the fourth quarter. Mailboxes, etc.'s business service centers offer the ultimate in service and professionalism. Stop by one of 100 here in the Bay Area to find out why they say it's not what we do, it's how we do it.
San Francisco's going to take a timeout, but they're wisely letting the snap clock go all the way down to 1 second so that the game clock goes down to 2:37. And so Young comes to the sidelines on 2nd and 6 from the 13 with 2.5 minutes to go in the game. I wonder if Young got hurt a little bit on that play and just needed a little break. But there is a break in the action here at Candlestick. This is the 49ers Radio Network. We'll be back in 30 seconds. San Francisco 49er football is sponsored in part by Southwest Airlines. Flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart. By Farmers Insurance Group. Call your local Farmers Insurance agent for your free Farmers-friendly review. By Health Rider, the total body fitness machine. By your Bay Area Chrysler Plymouth dealers. And by Lifeguard, the group health plan that treats you like an individual. At Lifeguard, your health is our business. Well, a lot of people worked real hard getting tickets for this game today, and a lot of people around the country are getting shut out of the telecast. And we're glad you're with us today because it's been a very special football game. It's really been entertaining. And whatever people did to get themselves in the stadium today, they might talk about this one for a while. 2nd and 6 at the 13-yard line. San Francisco leading 14-7. Split backs, Waters and Floyd. And again the bootleg. Young, unbelievably, this time throws. He gets it to Brent Jones into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Bootleg pass to Brent Jones puts the game away.
Look at the reaction by Steve Young. Look at him. He's on the ground at the 1-yard line. He jumped up in the air after the completion, circled the end zone, came back in, ran through the end zone, jumped on Ricky Waters at the 1, knocked him down. He has exorcised some demons here this afternoon. Whether the 49ers will win this game or not, he has got rid of some things on his shoulders.
No doubt about it. In the last 3 games against the Cowboys, he had been sacked 12 times and been responsible for 5 turnovers, either fumbles or interceptions. A brilliant day today. Doug Bryan with the extra point. San Francisco. 2.5 minutes to play in the game, and the crowd is just so thrilled. The 49er fans are, well, just who can blame them? This game had such significance.
Let me tell you what Steve Young did here today. He did what Joe Montana did back in 1989 in Philadelphia. He withstood a first half where he was getting knocked around, knocked down. Nothing was going right. They were in his face, but he didn't give anything away. Same as Montana didn't do in that game. No interceptions, no mistakes. He took his beating and hung in there, and he finally got it turned around, and all he's done now is win the game for him.
Wow, what a show. What
to this point.
Show. That's
to this point.
But there's 2:32 to go. A lot of things have to go real well for Dallas.
But it's like I said, regardless of what happens here from now on, Steve Young has put away all that crap, whether he can play in a big game, whether he can win the big one, whether he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And boy, it's about time.
Well, you bet, because over and over, the team would lose, for example, the championship game last year. That was a team loss. The defense didn't play well. They were clearly incapable of matching the Dallas Cowboys, and yet it was Steve Young can't get the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Give me a break. It's ridiculous. So a wonderful day today for Steve Young. It's a regular season game. It doesn't necessarily prove anything in the big picture, but it's going to feel awful good for the 49ers and their fans.
And what the 49ers have to do now is no big plays from Dallas, no big returns, no long touchdowns.
Kevin
no
Williams
big plays.
Going to try to solve that problem himself. He comes up to the 20, gets up the right sideline, but will not get any further than the 35-yard line. Tackle made by Peterson of San Francisco, Anthony Peterson. Now a little skirmish along the sidelines. It's a wonder there haven't been any before this.
And you'd almost,
the heat in this relationship.
You'd almost like to holler down the booth a ways too. Ray Rhodes, please don't go into prevent defense.
Yes, right.
I mean, play what you've been playing. They will. You got to loosen up a little in this situation. I'm only saying that because you'll see Dallas pick up some yards now underneath. But the smart thing is, like I said, prevent the big play. That is the key right now.
1st and 10 at their 35. Dallas has one timeout left and the 2-minute warning. 2.5 minutes to go. Aikman goes back to throw. They're coming hard. He throws to the right sideline. It is caught at about midfield, and it was one of those underneath passes. Irvin on a comebacker in front of Davis. Good for a first down, however, out near midfield. Well, they're going to officially call it at the 48. 13 yards. 2:15 to go. And, of course, San Francisco doesn't want anything to detract from the win. They don't want to just squeeze in. They don't want to have Dallas come back and score and almost score again and make them think, whoa, I guess we just barely got away with this. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Aikman goes back to throw. Long pass downfield over everybody's head.
Yep.
49ers were the closest ones to it. Deion Sanders was the nearest man to the ball. Harper had no chance.
See, when you're playing safety like Dana Hall is back there now, like Merton Hanks will be playing, you've got to be deeper than the deepest receiver, and they were that time. In this situation, you've got to be back there. That is your key. I am deeper than the deepest receiver. Anything else, anything less than that is wrong.
2:09 remaining. We have never mentioned the fact, by the way, that next week the Rams are here, and that's a night game. That's a 5 o'clock game next week here in Candlestick. So don't get confused by the starting time. 2nd and 10 at the 48-yard line. Aikman goes back to throw, and he goes to the right side. The ball is caught by Irvin, but the 49ers again have him completely surrounded. Tackle made by Eric Davis, and there were a lot of people to help if he didn't get him. There's the 2-minute warning. The score, 21-7 San Francisco. Back after this. Each week as we watch the 49ers play ball, we are reminded of the excellent recruiting, coaching, and teamwork that is...
While supplies last. It's simple. Come to Chevron and save a little money. Go a little wild. Chevron, simply smarter.
1st and 10, 37-yard line to San Francisco. Exactly 2 minutes to play. One timeout left for Dallas. They trail 21-7. They try to make a desperate run at this game. Smith in the backfield. Irvin to the right side. 2 receivers to the left, and Novacek on a wing to the left side. Aikman to throw. Goes deep middle. Ball is caught. Kevin Williams has it, and he's down to the 12-yard line. Hall makes the tackle along with Eric Davis.
Too much time. Too much time for Aikman.
Yeah, 1:45 to go.
What I'm saying is too much time to throw on that last play.
Yeah. 25-yard gain on the play. They're right back up to the line of scrimmage. Aikman stands in there. This time they sack him. They get the big sack, and you'd almost call it a group sack because they really just sort of collapse the pocket. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the San Francisco 49ers Radio Network.
Northbound 17, heavy up to Highway 85.
Bay Area's best traffic coverage during the KGO Morning News, 5 till 9, weekdays on KGO, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose.
Okay, welcome back. 5-yard loss on that sack with 1:32 to go as Dallas uses its last time out. We want to mention that we've just been given the word that there has been a serious injury accident out on 3rd Street and just past Jamestown. So if you are among many people who go home that way, take your time, be patient. You're going to be in a line tonight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They've already got part of 3rd Street closed off. I know that sounds ominous after a 49er game because it takes forever as it is. But be patient, enjoy what you've seen today, savor the game, talk to the people in the car about it, listen to the post-game shows, and don't get upset and don't cause more problems. But they do have a problem, so if you don't want to deal with that, you don't have many choices, as you know, coming out of Candlestick Park, unless you wanted to get you straight over to the freeway. But that's the story, so be patient out there after the game tonight. Right here, the fans trying very hard to be patient as they watch Dallas move downfield. 2nd and 16 at the 17-yard line. 21-7. Williams in motion to the left side. Aikman back to throw. Jackson may have him again. Instead, they get the screen pass off to Emmitt Smith. He comes up the right side. He's got room. And he goes out of bounds inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line with 1:24 to go. Davis forces him out of bounds. But if they score here, then this game could still come down to an onside kick.
You bet.
Man, 13-yard play there.
Well, you knew it'd be like this, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. Plummer and Woodall coming in defensively. Todd Kelly comes out. Dana Hall comes out. And they're bringing in some extra beef now for the Dallas Cowboys as they bring in Ron Stone as an eligible receiver at tight end, 6'5", 309. So 3rd down and 1. The ball's at the 2-yard line. Hand off to Emmett. Smith tries to jump to the end zone, and he got there. It's a touchdown for the Cowboys with 1:20 still to play. My goodness. So, once again, a prevent defense is anything but. 49ers stopped this team all day long except for the early pass play to Harper that set up a score with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And then with a 2-touchdown lead, they change what they do. And all of a sudden, boom, a touchdown for Dallas.
You know, you don't often see a guy be able to dive in from 3 yards out like Emmitt Smith did. As a good surge by his offensive line for being able to do that.
Chris Boniol ready for the extra point. Kick is up and good, 21-14.
Now, wait a minute. You know, if something would happen and Dallas gets the ball, they go down and score, does Switzer go for 2?
Yeah.
Huh?
I would be very surprised. I think any coach would be. That's a tough call for an NFL coach right now, isn't it? Play for the overtime or play for the win right there. That's really rolling the dice. Okay, well,
65 yards, 7 plays on that drive by the Cowboys, answering the 49ers touchdown, and now it all depends on possession here of this onside kick, and it's just got to be an onside kick. Dallas can't take a chance of not onside kicking with no timeouts left.
That's what it comes down to, and if they don't get the ball, then the 49ers will simply run out the clock and it's over. Again, if you're just getting in your car, some of the people left a little bit early. 3rd Street closed because of an accident. They'll try to open it as soon as they can, but please be patient trying to get out after the game. The accident is actually 3rd and Ennis. 3rd and Ennis. But that will affect the post-game traffic from Candlestick Park. They're setting it up for the onside kick from the 30-yard line. 1:20 to go. Here's Boniol with a kick. And the Niners have it. Great play right on the first bounce. It was taken by the receiver, Ed McCaffrey, for San Francisco. So they got the sure hands people out there.
That wasn't an easy catch. That wasn't none because it bounced. You know, it was a short hopper. It bounced right in front of him and then came up. He didn't have a whole lot of time to react to it, but did an excellent job. You see it on replay if you're watching on the monitor at home and listening to us, but I tell you, that doesn't tell you at all how tough a catch that was. because that thing slows it way, way down compared to the way it was hit coming at McCaffrey.
So it's done.
So, yeah, it's done.
It's simply Steve Young protect the ball on a couple of snaps, and the 49ers have an enormous victory over the Dallas Cowboys. The first after 3 in a row. You know, nobody had beaten the 49ers 4 in a row going back to 1981 when the Atlanta Falcons finished a 4-win stretch over them. Dallas had won 3 in a row, 2 the worst kind of losses when you lose in the NFC Championship game. And today, with the clock down to 56 seconds, San Francisco gets a win that ties them with the Dallas Cowboys for the identical records of 8 and 2. And if those hold up and they stay the same through the season, San Francisco would have the home field advantage for the playoffs. 40 seconds to go, so one last snap here will do it. And Steve Young kneels down again, and that's it. And I'll tell you, this was an emotional game as exhibited by Steve Young's last touchdown play. And there's the end of the game here at Candlestick Park, and we'll be back after these messages.
From the minute you come home, you're spending money. From the minute you walk in the door and you turn on the lights, the meter's on. Even when you're asleep or not at home and your refrigerator's humming, you're paying. Every minute of every day is costing you something. But PG&E has all kinds of ways to make it all cost a lot less. A whole lot less. Is your attic insulated enough to keep you as comfortable as possible? How energy efficient are
deli meat tray? How about their famous wide world of
chips this afternoon for a wonderful game? Wayne, you spotted something on the field. It's a good story.
Yeah, I thought it was a great token by James Washington, the free safety of the Cowboys, plays the opposite position that Merton Hanks on the opposite team, same position, opposite team. When the game was over, Washington ran out to Hanks, got down in the I am not worthy and bowed 3 times to him, and then got up and shook his hand and congratulated him. I thought it was a great move.
Great show today. Great show today. Well, Lifeguard, the group health plan that treats you like an individual. At Lifeguard, your health is their business.
Tune to KGO Radio tomorrow between 8:30 and 9 for the Lifeguard 49er Player of the Game.
And the Mercedes drive of the game, brought to you by your Bay Area Mercedes dealers, was actually the 49ers very early in the game, a drive in the first quarter when San Francisco continued to use several plays that sort of set the tone for the day, I thought, with end-arounds and bootlegs by Steve Young that really paid off as the game went along, forcing Dallas out of things they wanted to do defensively and not expecting some things San Francisco had shown them early. And so that the drive of the game didn't produce a score, but it did produce a change in the Dallas defense reacting to what the 49ers did. That's the Mercedes drive of the game, brought to you by the Bay Area Mercedes dealers.
Your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer is pleased.
More. I'm sticking with the
Dan Lovett's football wrap-up straight ahead.
Brent Jones coming along to talk about the Niners and how they beat the boys. Stay with us.
Channel 7 Sports presents Football Wrap-Up with Dan Lovett, Martin Wyatt, and football analyst Brent Jones. Football Wrap-Up is brought to you by 100% cotton, wrinkle-free Dockers. Pants so soft, they shrug off wrinkles.
All right, hello, everyone. I'm Dan Lovett.
And I'm Martin Wyatt. And, hey, how about them Niners? I mean, they hadn't been that intense throughout a game in I don't know how long. Been a long time.
The Cowboys said this wasn't a Super Bowl. Not for them.
Thank God.
We'll see what Ira Miller has to say about it tonight, and also Brent Jones.
All right, first, before we get to the Niners, let's talk about the game we just saw. The Buffalo Bills had something to prove tonight against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Well, you saw it. The Steelers' defense thrashed the Bills, forcing 2 turnovers for touchdowns. And the slumping Bills, they're now 5-5. They're fading fast. The Steelers, hey, they're 7-3. They're only a game back of the Cleveland Browns. First quarter action. Jim Kelly telegraphs this one. Special delivery to Rod Woodson. He comes up with a big interception. He's going to go back 35 yards for the score, and the Steelers are up 10-0. The Steeler defense just kept relentless pressure on Kelly. Defensive end Kevin Green bulls his way through for the sack. The Steel Curtain, they're alive and well still in Pittsburgh. In the third, the Bills got the wake-up call. Kelly, 21 yards to Andre Reed. That touchdown beat Tim McKyer. The Bills closed the gap 16-10. But the Steeler D, just too much. Woodson on the corner blitz nails Kelly, forcing the fumble. Gerald Wilson falls on it, the easy touchdown, and the Steelers defense comes up with 2 touchdowns tonight in the final 23-2 10. Now, joining us from his home in the South Bay, our football analyst, 49er Pro Bowl tight end Brent Jones. Brent, I got to get to the medical report. We heard some disturbing reports that you had an MRI today on your knee, and I got to question you. How is the knee?
You know, guys, it's doing pretty good. Appreciate you asking. Heard it right at the beginning of the second quarter, and it didn't feel very good during the game. I had it taped up, and it was stiff, and it's amazing what adrenaline can do, because after the game, it really locked up on me, and it was very swollen this morning, but we had the MRI, and it just looks like it's just a bruised kneecap and a little sprain of the ligament, and hopefully it'll go down and I'll be able to run by the end of the week and pull an Alvin Harper type recovery.
All right. Now joining us in the studio, 49er beat writer from the Chronicle. It's Ira Miller, of course, and he's going back to work, by golly.
Hey, it's good to be back at work, guys. Good to be here.
Listen, have the 49ers bought and built the team to beat Dallas when it counts in the big one coming down the line?
I don't know what's going to happen when the big one, but the important thing was they now know they can beat Dallas. Everybody was talking about how this sets them up for home field advantage. That is not the most important thing. The most important thing is they now know they have a team that can beat Dallas.
And Dallas knows, too.
And Dallas knows, too.
Yeah.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys seem more defiant today, Ira and Martin, than down after their unpleasant 21-14 loss to the Niners here yesterday. In Cowboy land, they were saying things today like, the 49ers won the battle, but we'll win the war when the money time rolls around. Even Coach Barry Switzer chimed in today saying, I just wish we had given it our best shot. Charles Haley said the 49ers hoodwinked the boys. Of course, it wasn't the Super Bowl, but the Niner win certainly gives them a better measure of themselves.
Oh, yeah. Ricky was ready for the dance. Yep. It was time for the Niners to do Dallas, and they got right into it, giving Troy Aikman a dose of defense he hadn't seen before in a Niner game. Looked like Merton Hanks had him picked on his second pass attempt of the day, but the Zebras missed the call, and they heard from the Niner faithful. On the Pokes' next possession, there was no question who came up with the ball. Prime time on the intercept of Aikman at the San Francisco 47, but Sanders jammed a finger. He was off to the locker room to tape it up. On their next possession, the Cowboys saw their chance and smelled 6 after Aikman hit Alvin Harper with the longest pass of his pro career. The 90-yard strike set up his Emmittness for the walk-in, and Dallas had a 7-0 lead. When the Cowboys shut down the 49er passing attack in the first half, Steve Young sparked the running game. And that was a surprise to even the bootlegger's son.
They tricked us in reverse and that was their one long drive that they had, was those plays. They were willing to sacrifice him to be a runner in this game. We will make a play with him. And obviously that was a big play for him.
I had a little bootleg and this and that so we could at least put some points up, but early on, it seemed like it was kind of tough to complete a pass.
The bootleg was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? As he outfoxed Charles Haley in the second quarter and also drew a personal foul for the late hit.
When you got that much talent on one offense and you keep the guys in the game as long as we did, and we never did get a chance to put these guys away, or they took away all the opportunities to put them away.
Young never put the ball up in a 9-play drive and took it in himself from the 1 for a 7-7 game.
Defensively for us, it was put up or shut up. Steve Young's taken so much heat over the last 3 losses, but really it was the defense that let this organization down. And I'm just glad that the defense helped win the day today.
And it was Hanks who did the stepping, stopping Dallas from taking the lead when he picked off Aikman at the 1, but the Niners couldn't get any points out of the turnover. And when the boys had the ball again, the Niner defense was still standing tall when Aikman felt the pinch from Bryant Young and Dennis Stubblefield.
We contained Emmett. We got back here and rattled Aikman's chain. That's just what we wanted to do.
On the 49ers' 4th possession of the third quarter, the big bang. Young to Rice, who was being covered by Larry Brown. JR had his number. And for Rice, the 133rd TD of his career, giving the Niners a 14-7 lead.
I wanted to take a shot, and I told Jerry if it was even, I was going to put it outside and let him go make a play, and he did that very well. Maybe we should have done that more, because Jerry's the greatest at that.
Still more D from SF. It was big all day, wasn't it? Ricky Jackson drops Aikman to the seat of his pants in the 4th quarter. But the Pokes would drive again, deep into Niner country. Hanks was there again, grinding Aikman and Dallas deeper in debt.
They're certainly a good defense. I'm not going to make them out to be any bigger than what they are. I mean, they're a good defensive team, but we play a lot of good defensive teams.
Now, 2:32 left, and Young answered any lingering questions about winning a big game. His strike to Brent Jones buried all memories of losing the last 3 to Dallas. The victory also gives San Francisco the tiebreaker for home field in the playoffs with the Cowboys, if it comes to that. And it will.
It doesn't matter where you play at. You can talk home field advantage all you want. If you don't come out and play like you're supposed to play, you're going to get your behind beat. I don't care if you're at home, I don't care if you're on the road.
What made this game key is the fact that, excuse me, home field advantage was kind of riding on it. You know, we feel like they're one of the teams that's going to have a good record, so we want to keep the best record and keep on playing and keep on winning so that everybody who has to go to that Super Bowl has to come through here to do it.
So Ricky Waters and company play the game and win the game that they have to, Martin. And Brent, I know, has some good thoughts on this one tonight. And Ira will be back here shortly to give us the report card.
Hoodwinked, tricked. You know, this is kind of sour. I don't know. What do you think about those comments?
You know, I'm kind of disappointed that they offered so many excuses. You know, tricked. Barry Switzer used the word that we tricked him. That makes it sound like we told him the game started at 6 and we actually showed up at 1. And, you know, it's called scouting. It's called a team that over-pursues is probably very vulnerable to the bootleg. And so I had read another comment that he said that Troy Aikman actually just threw 1 pass, and so, or 1 interception. So maybe Barry thinks that they actually won the game. I don't know what he's thinking. You know, it just was just really kind of some strange comments.
All right. You know, I'm going to tell you the truth. Early on, man, I was shaking my head. It looked dismal. I mean, Dallas was applying that old-fashioned doomsday defense. They shut down your attack completely in the first quarter. They got the first big break late in the opening quarter when Alvin Harper, the old nemesis, ran past Eric Davis and safety Tim McDonald, and he got a record-gaining reception. Harper just wasn't supposed to play much, but hey, check him out in the longest reception of Aikman's career, 90 yards from the Cowboys 6 to the 9-4, Brent.
Yeah, I think they might have tricked us right here saying Alvin Harper was so hurt during the week. He made quite a grab right there, and I don't see any knee problems. He's rolling, and he's made some big plays against us over the years.
You know, I don't know if it looked like Tim maybe took a wrong angle. He thought he was cutting across the field, and the guy just kept going deep.
Yeah, you know, I'm not quite sure of what our coverage were. I know Eric looks like he's got a man-to-man, and Tim stepped up, maybe for a receiver coming across. So, you know, it's tough to come back from a 90-yard play like that. But that's what I think is very important about yesterday's win. The Cowboys jumped out on top with a big play, 7-0. The momentum was definitely on their side, and we took the momentum back from them. And I think that was a big turning point for us.
Yeah. And Brent, you know, when the passing game was unable to click, the Niners decided to call Young's number as the ball carrier. We're going to watch him first on a scoring drive. He successfully runs 2 naked bootlegs for a couple of nice gains. I mean, this, I guess Shanahan could see this coming and had to go to it.
Yeah, we really felt like during the week that there were some times that we could really take advantage of some of the things that they did, and you could see Charles Haley trying to grab the guy that doesn't have the ball right there, and Steve really got some good yards on him and really allowed our offensive linemen to be able to pass protect a little bit better in the second half, taking some of the heat off those guys coming on the pass rush all the time.
There's the big hoodwink play.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, and my man wasn't doing his outside containment. I can see why Haley was upset. All right, we're going to take a look at some more key plays in just a few seconds. Up show, Martin Wyatt, Dan Levitt, Ira Miller, and Brent Jones. Hey, Brent, the entire defense played remarkably well, but Merton Hanks, I think he was all pro. Should have had 3 interceptions, officially robbed on 1. He's credited with 2. But those 2 killed Cowboy drives in the red zone inside the Niner 20. This is the first one in the first quarter with the score tied.
Yeah, Martin, he just did a heck of a job reading Troy Aikman's eyes yesterday, and he just seemed like he was all over the field whenever that ball was thrown, and he just made a couple of spectacular interceptions. Like you said, there's one that he made that got away, and he just is playing with so much confidence back there. Ought to have a Pro Bowl year right here. I think he should be selected, and just great athletic ability, staying with this ball right here, and look for Merton in Hawaii.
This was the second one, fourth quarter, and they're trying to tie it.
Stepped right in front of the pass to their tight end, Jay Novacek, and I think Tim McDonald had him blanketed pretty good, but Merton was right there, stepped in front, made that big interception for us, and we allowed us to go down the field and get that 2-touchdown lead.
You know, Brent, if a quarterback throws 3 interceptions in this town, they lynch him. Aikman's lucky.
Yeah, he is lucky.
Eh?
And lose. You can go 3
right.
and win, but don't throw 3.
That's right. Really threw 4.
All right, going into the game, stopping Emmitt Smith was a key. The Niners did a great job of that. They held him to 78 yards and 26 carries. The big hit, though, Brent, I mean, almost took him out of the game. Second quarter, Ricky Jackson took him on in the backfield. I don't think he seemed the same after this, did he?
No, I don't think so. And Ricky's one of the linebackers that I've said every year is the best in the league, and he plays with so much intensity, and he was so excited about playing in the big game yesterday, and he just brought a big wallop on Emmitt Smith, and I don't think that Emmitt really felt like playing much of the day after that. And you just see Ricky firing off the corner right here and just laying Emmitt out, and it was an intense hit, and the whole sideline felt it, and it was great. It's great to have guys like Ricky that have been in New Orleans and have had times, you know, where they haven't had as many winning seasons as you would hope, and he's playing on our team, and he's just so excited. He's like a kid in a candy store. It is really neat to watch him.
Okay, not a great statistical day passing for Steve Young, but there was that big play combination that was there when the chips were down. I'm talking about Young to Rice. Great leaping catch and run for the touchdown in the third quarter. And this puts you up for good, 14-7. It'll put the pressure squarely on Dallas.
Yeah, you know, Jerry Rice, what can you say about him? One-on-one, goes up high, gets the ball, makes the guy look foolish trying to even come down and tackle him. And that's Jerry Rice. And so you got to give credit to the coaches. They made the play. I remember Steve saying in the huddle that he was just going to put it up there and let Jerry try to have a chance to make a play, and that was a big play for us. You see the line giving Steve good protection to throw that long ball, and you know the guy was playing back so deep. Jerry didn't beat him, just went up high, was a great athlete, and stayed on his feet and scored. He makes it look so easy. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you can't forget the other big throw that Steve made. That was to John Taylor in the drive that clinched the game with your touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what, JT made a great stretching out catch on that one, and he's really made some big plays for us this year that sometimes go unnoticed.
Yeah.
So, there was that other play in the game. Your role as a blocker, I know you love that part of the game, but you make the most of your one catch for the, second time this season, is it? You had only one catch, but it's for a touchdown. Proves to be the game winner. Here it is. Looks great.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was the third time this year, and it was great. I made my little leaping jump into the end zone and got a good spike out of the deal. It was a lot of excitement. You know, it's always nice.
Hey, it looks like an A+ catch to me, pal.
You know, it's always nice to catch a game winner, even if it is your only catch. And I just thought the quarterback would come find me and give me a high five. I don't know where the heck he was. He's out dancing around, playing on the ground. I don't know what he's doing.
I think he took a little lesson from Dion. He was trying his little high step.
I thought he was going to run the ball. I would have shot him if he did.
I'm open, guy.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, we're going to have some thoughts from the guy that has out his pencil. You remember that. You better bring him an apple because he's got a report card. Talking about Ira Miller.
Miller has some thoughts on some of the keys to the Niners' victory yesterday. He is here with us now tonight. Ira, I know you want to talk about one particular series right here at the top, and that is the scoring drive.
Right.
They 9 times they carry the ball.
9 plays, all runs, no passes. I got a kick out of Barry Switzer saying they were hoodwinked. The Cowboys' defense depends very heavily on pursuit, their speed. They're very aggressive. 49ers had to go into their bag of tricks to find something that would work against that defense. Here you see one of the bootlegs. They used Charles Haley's coming in quick. I'm sorry, that was the end around. We've got that was Rice. Now you see Haley coming in, goes for the fake, Young on the bootleg. The Cowboys pursue, they go after the ball. You got to make them think the ball is somewhere else. Now the 49ers block this very well. Harris Barton, the run, Ricky Waters, their first and goal, and watch a little bit of emotion here from Ricky and bar none William Floyd. The team is playing with a lot more emotion. This was the drive that resulted in their first touchdown.
Emotion, it brings to mind to me the aspect of the game I think that you really want to talk about. It was emotional, I think, how the Niners dealt with Cowboy running back Emmitt Smith.
They had to take him out of the game. To beat Dallas, you take Emmitt Smith out of the game. The 49ers took Emmitt Smith out of the game defensively. On this play here, you see Merton Hanks. This is a play that goes overlooked. Merton Hanks makes the 2 interceptions, but he makes that shoot-top tackle. There's nothing between him and Emmitt Smith in the goal line but grass. Now watch Norton stop him for a little loss.
And talk about him.
And talk about him. Now they throw a pass to him. Lee Woodall, the rookie, right there. gets 2 yards. That's not a big play for Emmitt Smith. Here you're going to see him run, nowhere to run, gets 2 yards there. First, the 49ers took Emmitt out of the game physically with the Ricky Jackson hit that you saw. Yeah. Then I think the play by Merton Hanks took him out of the game mentally a little bit. He saw all that open space, couldn't do anything with it. After that, he had 9 more carries, 10 yards the rest of the game.
All right, how do you grade everybody? Come on, let's have a
look.
look.
The grades were great.
Oh, they better be.
You know, this was about as good as the 49ers can play, and they did it against a terrific team. Steve Young gets an A+ at quarterback. He didn't have great numbers, but God, I mean, he was wonderful. He ran the bootlegs. He was patient. He showed poise, didn't make any mistakes, and at the end, he completed 7 of his last 8 passes for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. Turning to the defense, everybody knows about the secondary. Obviously, Merton Hanks made the 2 big plays, the 2 interceptions, the run stop we just saw. But the coaching, the coaches get an A+ in this game because they were resourceful, particularly on offense. They did a great job of play calling. When the regular offense didn't work, they went to the bootlegs, the end around, the runs. They found things that would work.
This is the only teacher in the country that gets graded also. Brent, you got to have a react, although I think you're going to love those grades.
Yeah, I think so. And I think the big thing that Ira pointed out is the coaching was A+. I think that was a very big grade for us. And I know all the guys on the team are going to say, yeah, I can't believe you agreed with that. But,
no, I can't believe you agreed with Ira.
The quarterback as well. I have to go out on a limb for Ira. You know, I'd tell him if I disagreed, but he did pick us to win the game, so I got to give him some credit.
Hey, let me. You know what bothered me? I don't know, Ira. What about you? They kept running. Dallas kept running the ball on first down. They never adjusted.
They never adjusted. I think clearly Barry Switzer was out coached, and Emmitt Smith was taken out of the game.
All right. Hey, we better go to a break, huh?
We'll do that, and we'll look at the Niners' next opponent, the LA Rams, when we come right back.
As we all know, a burning desire to make their season with a win over the Niners. Sunday, they lost the battle for LA's bragging rights. Rare Anaheim sellout. Chris Chandler threw for 171 yards. This touchdown to Flipper Anderson, but the Rams trail 14-7 at the half. Their defense, as Brent pointed out 8 weeks ago, is rugged, especially the front 7. Look at this goal line stand. I mean, Shane Conlon hammers Harvey Williams. They nail him. Rams up front, especially the front 4, are tough. Ram quarterback Chris Chandler completed 10 of 11 passes, but he was injured here on this play in the second quarter and left with a sprained ankle and left for the day. Chandler would be replaced by a rusty Chris Miller. He would throw for 1 TD pass late, but he was picked off here by Terry McDaniels. That set up a Jeff Jager field goal. That eventually was the game winner. 2017 Raiders over the Rams, and the Rams, well, they will be loaded, even more tweaked than normal, because they will want to win Sunday, Brent, and I know you've been impressed by the Rams, at least their front 4, their front 7.
Very much so, Martin. I'm glad you remember that. I really think the Rams' defense has played great this year, and they're going to be a definite challenge for us. Something that I feel that we need to start doing. I think our defense is looking great. We got to get our passing game back on track, and I think our offense feels the same way, and I think we got to start attacking people like we used to.
All right, Ira, you any perspective on this?
2 keys. Pass protection and stop Jerome Bettis. He's been in a slump. He's had 5 straight games in which he hasn't carried for 100 yards. 49ers need to try and make that 6.
Don't forget to get out there, Ira. The game's at 5 o'clock.
The game is at 5 o'clock.
Don't want you there at 1 o'clock.
No. The 5 o'clock game Sunday against the Rams out of Candlestick. We'll be right back in a moment.
The safety and traction of Quattro all-wheel drive. Child seat safety locks. No charge scheduled maintenance. Only one German luxury car offers all this, all at a price that's thousands less than you'd expect. The new Audi A6. Because somebody has to pave the way.
We're sisters, not identical twins. But we both did great at Mervin's dress sale. Give me something classic and sophisticated. For me, short and sexy. And Mervin's has great dresses for under $40. Under $40? Yes! Sometimes I think work is my life. I think life should be more like the movies. Red, my power color. Crushed velvet. I love saying that.
No matter what your style, you can get dressed at Mervin's dress sale, going on this week.
In the Bay Area, you look up and say, there's the Big Dipper and United Airlines. You see the moon and United. Every time you look up, there's United, with over 700 flights in and out, more than any other airline. More United flights than stars? Some nights, yes. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly our friendly skies.
Shopping for a new pickup? Check out the Chevy S-Series Extended Cab for just $12,595. A price that will leave you with some disposable income. It's got air, ABS, and more power than a Ford or Toyota for thousands less. That extra cab room can really come in handy. And if your shopping spree gets a little out of hand, there's plenty of cargo room in the bed. The S-Series Extended Cab, truly outstanding in its field. See your local Chevy Geo dealer about an S-Series pickup today.
Well, welcome back to the Football Wrap-Up Show, and we're going to wrap up real quickly. Brent, take care of yourself, get some therapy. We got about 30 seconds, so we're going to get out of here fast, so you take care.
All right, guys, I'll be getting some therapy all week.
All right. And Ira Miller, you take care.
Thank you. I'll get some therapy.
He's employed again.
49ers by 15, huh?
Oh, yeah, I think you've got to watch out for the letdown, but they didn't have it going in
All
against Washington. I don't expect it this week.
Okay, and next Monday night, Ira, we got the New York Giants at the Houston Oilers. Where's Don Meredith when you need him, huh? We'll see you after the game then. Good night.
Football Wrap-Up has been brought to you in part by 100% cotton, wrinkle-free Dockers. Pants so soft, they shrug off wrinkles.